You guys can start whenever you want.
Let's get going, man. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay. And a New Jersey combination for the first time ever, white pants, blue tops. They just bought the white pants this year for the Dakota Bowl in Jason Toll.
Feel different today.
Father Joseph Schulten wore them this morning.
Man, they have a big medal.
Would that be saying that?
Guess who's
Oh no, Dan.
Guess who's doing the prayer too?
Oh, Father Schulten's like, why do you have a yellow hat? Or like, I was like, oh, that's Michael. I play like, but he likes different colors.
I like my mic. I like to have the same mic. But I don't into this.
He was a little confused by it. He's like, we're gonna, it's okay, it doesn't matter.
If you come across a purple condom, I take that.
Watch out, Father. My play. Alright. I know Alex, huh?
Well, I thought he was coming.
What?
Is he not coming? Or?
I thought he was coming.
I thought he was coming too.
Peter did start to play last week in the middle. I thought that. He was in there a lot.
Alright. Just let us know when you're ready there, bro.
We're going to start in Peter St. Reeves Thomas.
Oh, there you are. Yo.
I think we're let me put YouTube on the phone.
You got a sophomore start.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Defensive line, Peter.
So, yeah, Peter, yeah. I got this for you.
He goes, do you know Alex Hyde? I'm like, yes, I know Alex Hyde. That's my brother.
Otto is out. Otto's out. Bo Blunt's out. Brady Beck is out. Okay, that's why it's two. Otto.
I think I changed the audio mic over.
Okay. So let me know. You ready?
I just gotta change the audio on the input. This will take a second.
Turn off on camera though.
down. They're coming out. They come west. They come East River to play. They're a good team. They've only won one game, but O'Gorman's got to concentrate on not making mistakes and playing solid football to win this tonight.
One special note, if you're listening tonight, the live drive is going on right now across all networks of Real Presence Radio, which means that we're just streaming on YouTube right now. So for our listeners and viewers, I should say, on YouTube, thanks for joining us. If you want to switch over to the audio version and you're in Sioux Falls, 6:30 is when the live drive switches over to 94.5 and O'Gorman Knights football right here on Real Presence Radio, also online as well. You're listening to the Knights Game Day Show, sponsored by Aaron's and First Premier Bank Premier Bank Card. It's a beautiful night here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And Dan, you talk about these Rapid City teams a lot. They have to travel. There can be a lot of stress on the players. Is that going to be an advantage for the Knights, you think?
Well, Rapid City's used to it. They come here all the time. They play all the Sioux Falls. They come play. They play Aberdeen. They play Brookings, Mitchell. So, they're used to travel. So that I'm going to throw that one out. They're used to being on a bus on game days, and so they're up for it. So, this is, I think, their second trip here this year to Sioux Falls, so they're ready. They're ready to play, even though it's a little bit earlier game. It's a 5 o'clock, normally it's 7 or 8 o'clock game in Sioux Falls, but 5 o'clock game, they'll be ready for it.
And we will certainly see the 4-0 Knights getting ready to take on the 1-3 Rapid City Central Cobblers. And when we come back to the Knights Game Day Show, sponsored by Aaron's and First Premier Bank Premier Bank Card, we're going to hear from Rapid City Central head coach Eric Iverson. That's on the way right here on Real Presence Radio.
At McGuire Iron, we believe in building a better tomorrow by providing unmatched services to deliver life-sustaining water. We're a family-run company that has been in business for over 100 years. We pride ourselves on using faith principles in our business practices every day. This deep faith in the church is why we support the Sioux Falls Catholic school system. From all of us at McGuire Iron and the Jones family, we wish all the O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
Crossroads Book and Music is a local source for Catholic gifts and supplies. From rosaries and medals to books and Bibles, Crossroads is here with materials to help individuals in their walk with Christ. Crossroads also features a large line of personalized gifts that are great for weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, or any special occasion. Crossroads is located at 41st and Grange next to Camille's. Crossroads, books, gifts, music.
Community. It's at the heart of everything we do at First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. From supporting area athletics to funding millions of dollars in academic scholarships, we continually seek new ways to improve and strengthen communities we serve. At the heart of these communities are people, our customers, and our employees. We work hard to ensure our customers are successful and our communities thrive. It's the Premier way. It's what community banking is all about. First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. Locally grown, nationally known.
Welcome back to the Knights Game Day Show, brought to you by First Premier Bank Card, and Aaron's. I'm now joined by Rapid City Central football coach Eric Iverson. Coach, your team lost to Brandon Valley last Friday night, 47-7. What did Brandon Valley do well in that game that caused your team problems?
Well, they were just more physical than we were. They're tougher than we were at this point in the season, so it wasn't anything scheme-wise. It was just a physical presence.
And looking at that game, Coach, is there any positives you can take moving forward?
Not many, to be honest. They just beat us to the punch. We've got a bunch of young guys that we're trying to fill in here. We lost a lot of seniors from last year, so it's just a matter of getting some experience, and they kind of ran into a buzzsaw with Brandon Valley last week.
And you mentioned it, Coach. You returned, I believe, 2 starters on offense and 3 on defense from last year's team. One of the strengths of your team last year was your offensive line. You had 4 seniors that all graduated. Talk about how your offensive line is doing this year and how they're kind of meshing together right now.
They're probably further along as far as the offensive scheme goes, but they're not quite as physically where we were at last year. So we have a work to cut out for us coming up in the offseason with getting bigger and stronger. But as far as the technique goes, I'm pleased with that. We should be better next year for sure.
Now moving forward to this week's game, Coach, your team travels to Sioux Falls to take on the O'Gorman Knights, who are off to a fast start at 4-0 right now. Every coach I've talked to so far, the first thing they say about O'Gorman is their team speed. On your defensive end, how do you try to combat O'Gorman's speed on the offensive side of the ball?
Well, we're going to try to give a bunch of different looks, hopefully get them something they haven't seen before. confuse them a little bit. We've got some pretty good team speed as far as our defensive backs and some of our linebackers go too. So I don't know how well we match up. We're going to try some different looks and hopefully just kind of confuse them and go from there.
And last year, Coach, your team's offense was a little unique, pretty run-heavy compared to kind of the spread offenses that we see a lot here in AAA. Mm-hmm. Talk about your offense this year. Do you run a similar offense? And what do you think you guys need to do to move the ball against O'Gorman's defense, who's playing really well right now?
We're pretty much the same. It's run heavy. It's basically same offense with more adjustments that we've put in. So we hopefully, now that we have a year into it and kind of can see what people are doing, it's not schematic-wise, it's more physical-wise for us right at the moment. We've got some different parts and pieces that we really like, but we're not clicking on all cylinders yet. And we're hoping one of these weeks it kind of comes to fruition. As far as the offense goes, it's very similar. We may pass a little bit more than we did last year, but not much.
And finally, Coach, what are, in your mind, 2 or 3 main things that your team needs to do to have success against O'Gorman tonight?
We've got to come out and we've got to be able to just get first downs and get a rhythm going. When we do that, it seems our confidence goes sky high. And if we don't, if we go 3 and out or something like that, you could kind of tell it's a mental thing with our boys. So we really need to come out and just focus on 1 down at a time, getting first downs and moving the chains.
Thank you so much, Coach Iverson, for your time, and good luck tonight against Sioux Falls O'Gorman.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
That was Brett Byler sitting down with Rapid City Central Cobblers head coach Eric Iverson in his second year at the helm of these Cobblers. When we come back to the night's Game Day show, sponsored by Aaron's and First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we'll hear from O'Gorman head coach Jason Poppinga. That's on the way right here on Real Presence Radio.
Your family is depending on you. Your family is looking to you to make sure they're safe, protected, and taken care of. Knights of Columbus Insurance offers the protection they need, whether it's term life or whole life, long-term care insurance, disability income insurance, annuities, retirement planning, estate planning, or an insurance analysis. Please call Jason Bell Richard at 605-305-0736 or Heath Dickelman at 605-351-7978. Knights of Columbus Insurance.
Morgan Stanley values long-term relationships with its clients. I'm Andy Demore, financial advisor with the Barnes Demore Group of Morgan Stanley's Sioux Falls office. Thad Barnes and myself know that building relationships begins with getting to know each client. We can create personal investment strategies to help meet retirement, education, and other financial needs.
Andy and Thad can be reached at 338-6500. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC.
Aaron's in Sioux Falls is a lease-to-own retailer of furniture, electronics, and appliances. Aaron's offers payments that include 12, 18, and 24-month plans, and Aaron's same as cash option. They provide delivery and setup with a lease-to-own agreement, and product service and repair are also included. You can visit the Sioux Falls Aaron's store or call 988-9999. And you can also shop online at aarons.com to experience the Aaron's difference. Own it.
Welcome back to the Night's Game Day show, brought to you by First Premier Bank Card, and Aaron's. I'm now joined by Sioux Falls O'Gorman football coach Jason Poppinga, and play another city rival coach for the second straight week of Sioux Falls Lincoln last week, winning 39-7. A game where we ran the ball extremely well. Zach Norton in the first half, Tate Wisher in the second half, had over 335 yards of rushing, 9 yards of carry. Was that something kind of going into the game plan wise? You thought we could be able to be that effective running the ball against Lincoln?
Not necessarily that we're trying to run the ball, for 300 yards, but I think our offense has just kind of shown as the years progress that we have that capability to put a 500-yard game together, week in and week out. And it's been a little bit different each time. You look at the Washington game, we threw the ball probably a little bit better. We had a couple of deep passes. You look at that Lincoln game, like we left a touchdown pass out on the table right before the half where we had a bad throw. We threw an incomplete ball that should have been caught a couple times. To Canyon. We make those three to our stats. So, I think we're pretty balanced right now. I think we've done a good job of maintaining that balance, and obviously Zach has run the ball extremely well. And, it was nice to see Tate Wishart, he keeps on improving, and the number of carries that he gets week to week has gone up. I thought we delivered the ball to lots of different guys. You saw, an Evan Witchery come in and have a real big series for us where he makes a couple catches, and obviously Wishart, and then you saw Pavelko, get involved early in the game, and Bo late in the game gets involved in it. Really the only guy that we didn't get involved really well was Jacob Bird, and he's a guy
progress from, say, week 1 to where we're at right now?
We're still struggling. We still have a couple mental mistakes. I mean, we like the direction of their offense. Washington has done a great job for us this year. And, Jackson Thompson's the returning starter back. They played a really nice game the last game, and then we need our center and our other guard to step up for us to be a nice foundational unit on that offensive line.
Coach, another game, another very good defensive performance. In 3 out of the 4 games this season, your defense has allowed one scoring drive to start the second half against Lincoln. I believe held them to under 150 yards of total offense. What do you like the most from what you saw your defense on Friday night?
It's been the same thing for the first 4 weeks of the season, is just our aggressiveness. The athleticism of our defensive line, our outside linebackers, those are the ones that have really came up and made those plays. And, where we've been a little bit weak has been on the corner position. We gave up some big throws, and those drives that we keep talking about, it's either a pass interference penalty that happens in there, or they throw the ball up for a jump ball. And we had blown assignments, out of our safety core when we played Washington, giving up some big passes and touchdowns kind of down the middle of the field. We need to really sharpen up our responsibilities, know what we're doing with the game plan each week with defense. That's been our struggle. But overall, the thing that we've done really well is we've covered up for some of that just with our speed on the defensive front.
And now we move forward, Coach. It's homecoming week. We have Rapid City Central, a team coming in at 1-3. Brandon beat them pretty good last week. I know last year, I haven't seen any film of them this year. They were a unique offense, the way they ran the ball and their formation-wise. What do you see out of the Rapid City Central team this year offensively? Do you see some of the same running formations? It's taking a ton of time as they did last year?
Yeah, you're going to see the same thing. And, I think they know that, their situation of having only one win, not being real successful, and coming into Sioux Falls, that, I think they're going to try to slow the game down like they did before. They're going to be in their tight sets, and they're going to use misdirection, try to get our guys looking in the backfield. And our linebackers and our corners, our safeties, they do a good job of reading their keys. We feel real confident that we're going to be able to shut their offensive down unless they get, like we've talked every week, is throw the ball up a couple times and get corners or safeties out of position because they get staring in the backfield and not watching their keys. So, I think this is going to be a good game for us to really hone in on responsibility and playing assignment sound football on defense, and, hopefully we put a shutout on the board.
And offensively, Coach, the offense has been going very well lately. What do we need to do to continue to move the ball both on the ground and through the air against Rapid City Central's defense?
Yeah, our big deal, like when we haven't been successful, you see us, like we came out 2 weeks ago and we have a penalty at first play of the second half, and it puts us in a 1st and 15, and we never got out of that situation. And we're a momentum team, when things are going really well on offense, and that's true for any offense, that momentum and the confidence that goes with that keeps building and building. And, so hopefully we come out with a fast start like we have the last couple weeks and maintain that through the entire first half. Every time that we touch the ball in offense, that we expect to drive in and score points on the board. That confidence is going to happen early this week, and we hope to have it and keep it going throughout the rest of the game.
Thank you so much, Coach Poppinga, for your time, and good luck tonight.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks, Brett.
That was Brett Byler with O'Gorman head coach Jason Poppinga, his 3rd year leading these O'Gorman Knights, and a perfect 4-0 start to this 2018 season. Like he said, a lot of things to overcome, a lot of challenges for the Knights so far, but they're looking good and hope to capitalize on another win here tonight at homecoming against Rapid City Central. We'll step aside, and when we come back to the Knights Game Day Show, sponsored by Aaron's and First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we'll have your keys to victory and the kickoff for tonight's homecoming game. That's on the way right here on Real Presence Radio.
Pregnant. One word, many emotions. Catholic Family Services provides free and confidential counseling to birth parents regardless of faith or ethnic origin. The birth parents will receive information and resources to help make the right decision for them. To inquire about the process, speak with the pregnancy counselor, or schedule an appointment, call Catholic Family Services at 605-988-3775 or email cfs@sfcatholic.org.
Real Presence Live.
On the next Real Presence Live, host Father Craig Hochhalter will begin by visiting with Bishop David Kagan of the Bismarck Diocese about how we can avoid getting too comfortable with routine and why too much comfort can become a problem. Then what does it mean to do the Lord's will, and why should we delight in it if it leads to some tough trials in life? Dr. Chris Bergwald of the Diocese of Sioux Falls will offer some insight. All this and much more Tuesday morning, 9 to 11 Central.
Financial Benefits Company helps individuals and small businesses prepare for retirement. Financial Benefits Company's philosophy is safe principal, positive return. You can reach John Fritsch at 605-334-8086 and on the web at fbcjf.com. Financial Benefits Company is a proud sponsor of Catholic Radio.
Welcome back into the night's Game Day Show, sponsored by First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card and Aaron's. Announcing the Homecoming Hall of Fame inductees this year on the field here at Howard Wood Field. We'll go through those at halftime of tonight's game between the O'Gorman Knights and the Rapid City Central Cobblers. But now it's time for the keys to victory for tonight's matchup. And with that, here is Mr. John Fritsch, the Financial Benefits Company.
Keys to victory versus Rapid City Central Cobblers. You start off always on defense. And defensively, Whittree and Kowalczyk, they're getting to the ball, they're moving well, and they're tackling. That's what defense is all about. You got to set the edge, contain, pursue, and get there and wrap up and knock the guy down. The big guy was kind of missing a little bit. A couple times they made some money. Lincoln coming up the middle. It's real tough to drive 20 plays like that down the field. I'm impressed with our defense. They're tackling well. They're flying to the ball, and I look forward to continued improvement. Offense, I thought had a good game, spread it around. Norton with the run pass early, running the ball well, throwing the ball. Had a couple that slipped through, but he's playing well. And then late, the thing that really surprised me was Tate Wishard getting the ball outside, and he's catching passes, and he's looking like a pretty good athlete out there. I tell you, Don Nottingham never caught any passes. That was very impressive. I just looked him up, and they've listed him at 5'10" and 210. He might be 210, but if he's 5'10", I'm an underwater brain surgeon. But that kid just keeps continuing to get better. I like him. He's an old school kid with new school tools, and that's fun to watch. Kicking game, Pavelko, he's doing well. His kickoffs are high and deep. Sometimes they're just like that aluminum six-pack, non-returnable. But other times, I like his placements. He's accurate, and he's kind of a two-way terror catching ball. He caught that touchdown pass, and I couldn't believe that was a kicker making that play. So Pavelko is helping us. Defense, offense, and kicking. The thing about this football game, obviously, we're playing an opponent that we probably match up real strong against. But we got to challenge and accept that challenge to improve in all three phases. We can't overlook Rapid City Central. They've got great tradition. One of the greatest football players in the history of South Dakota was John Dutton. He was a great player at Nebraska, then went on to a great career with the Cowboys in their heyday. So we can't overlook them. They're named after the legendary coach Ute Cobb, and their fight song is Huckleberry Hound. So you better be ready to play. Can't overlook them. It's homecoming. We can't be looking at all the pretty homecoming queens and getting caught up in all the stuff. We got to be ready to improve in all three phases. Rapid City Central, they're going to come in. They're not going to take that bus ride and lay down. They're going to come in thinking that they're going to pull one out. They're looking at us thinking, well, it's a trap game. They got Roosevelt next week. They're going to be looking ahead to Roosevelt, and we can slide in and pull off a victory. Well, I don't think so.
Keys to victory for the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights have been brought to you by John Fritsch with the Financial Benefits Company. Financial Benefits Company helps individuals and small businesses plan for retirement. John Fritsch can be reached at 605-334-8086. He also may or may not be an underwater brain surgeon. We will find out.
Oh, I love that. That was good.
Maybe his newest edition of Inside O'Gorman. How tall is Tate Wishard?
You know, he's a bowling ball.
Right, there we go. We'll pull off plenty of one-liners from John Fritsch,
Yes.
So we thank him for all his efforts.
I wrote a
there.
couple of them down.
An amazing man, man. You've been listening to the Night's Game Day Show, sponsored by First Premier Bank, Premier Bank Card, and Aaron's homecoming game between Sioux Falls O'Gorman and Rapid City Central Cobblers is coming right up, right here on Real Presence Radio.
As a volunteer discus coach, helping several Knights win state titles.
Aaron's in Sioux Falls is a lease-to-own retailer of furniture, electronics, and appliances. Aaron's offers payments that include 12, 18, and 24-month plans, and Aaron's same as cash option. They provide delivery and setup with a lease-to-own agreement, and product service and repair are also included. You can visit the Sioux Falls Aaron's store or call 988-9999. And you can also shop online at aarons.com to experience the Aaron's difference. Own it.
Providence Financial is committed to protecting what matters most to you, your family, and your future. Mark Promis, a trusted choice independent insurance agent with Providence Financial in Sioux Falls, does not work for any one insurance company. He works for you. Mark provides coverage for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. And he can customize policies for you. To make an appointment with Mark, you can call 605-376-3227, or you can visit him at 3208 East 26th Street.
Community. It's at the heart of everything we do at First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. From supporting area athletics to funding millions of dollars in academic scholarships, we continually seek new ways to improve and strengthen communities we serve. At the heart of these communities are people, our customers, and our employees. We work hard to ensure our customers are successful and our communities thrive. It's the Premier Way. It's what community banking is all about. First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. Locally grown, nationally known.
Takes the snap, fakes the legacy. Short look home. Nick Billion gets the interception at the 35. Runs up the left sideline. Few players beat as he makes his way to the end zone. Takes the snap, looks to pass, fires a long ball down the middle of the field. Canadian Bowers there to pick it up at the 40-yard line. 30-20 turns off the afterburners. Touchdown, Sherman.
The Knights are coming.
On Real Presence Radio, this is O'Gorman Knights football. Today's game is brought to you by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation of Eastern South Dakota, Jardine Construction, Pagan Chiropractic Clinic, Mini Critters, Barnett Vision Clinic, Crossroads, the Barnes DeMoor Group Financial Advisors at Morgan Stanley, Sioux Falls Catholic Schools, Jeff Alvey with Fairtax Inc., John Fritsch with the Financial Benefits Company, McGuire Iron, Knights of Columbus Insurance Field Agents Jason Bell-Richard and Heath Dickelman, Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street, First Premier Bank Card, Aaron's, Sioux Equipment Company, Ide Bailey, Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness, Mark Promis with Providence Financial, and Big Rig Barbecue.
With all the exciting action of O'Gorman Knights football, here's Michael Promis and Dan Johnson. Welcome to McEnany Field in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, as we're gearing up to celebrate homecoming for these O'Gorman Knights. 4-0 on the season, getting ready to take on the 1-3 Rapid City Central Cobblers. Hey folks, Michael Promis here alongside Dan Johnson, a full crew with Alex High and Brett Byler. Aaron is here somewhere as well to hang out and probably eat Big Rig Barbecue, one of the many festivities here at homecoming for O'Gorman High School.
Think they got any left?
Oh, probably. Hey, Brett, go grab me another sandwich.
Yeah.
And while you're doing that, we're going to start off this game between the 4-0 Knights, the 1-3 Cobblers, with a prayer.
Well, my name is Father Tyler Madsen. I'm the associate at Holy Spirit Parish in Sioux Falls, as well as the chaplain of O'Gorman Junior High. And we can begin in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Good and gracious Father, giver of every good thing, your servant St. Paul exhorts us, run so as to win, so that we may gain the prize. Heavenly Father, may all the athletes participating in today's game strive for excellence. May they be excellent in their physical ability. May they be excellent in their sportsmanship. May they be excellent in their desire to glorify you. By striving for excellence, Father, may all those participating in today's game be kept safe from all harm, and gain the prize of faith, hope, and love. We pray this all in the name of Jesus. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
All right, Father Matson, thank you very much for that. Let's get into the starting lineups then for the O'Gorman Knights and the Rapid City Central Cobblers. These starting lineups are brought to you by the Barnes & Moore Group at Morgan Stanley Financial Advisors in Sioux Falls. The Barnes & Moore Group can be reached at 605-338-6500, located at 300 Sharapa Place, Suite 503 in Sioux Falls. Products and services by Morgan Stanley, Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. Let's start out with the starting defensive lineups then for the Rapid City Central Cobblers. Mr. Johnson, I'll go ahead and grab those if you don't mind. Starting defense for the Cobblers at end, number 44, Keenan McKnight. At the other end, number 77, Josh Crowder. The tackles, number 54, Jace White, and number 71, Trevor Getty. Outside linebackers for the Cobblers, number 6, Tate Remmers. Number 14, Aaron Iverson. Inside linebackers, number 26, Evan Rasby, and 85, Liam Porter. The two corners, number 7, Nate Bledsoe. Number 38, Tijon Rogers. And the safety for the Cobblers tonight, number 2, Tyler Lieberg. Mr. Johnson, the starters then for the O'Gorman Knights offense.
Starting at center, number 70, Liam Sorensen. Right guard, 53, Jackson Thompson. Left guard, 75, Jordan Rentschler. Left tackle, 77, Will Waschenberger. Right tackle, 57, Logan Wolf. Wide receiver, number 12, Kenyon Bauer. Number 14, Connor Pelvaco. Number 6, Bo Blount. Number 24, Jacob Bird. Our running back, the bowling ball, Tate Wishard. And our quarterback, number 13, Zach Norton.
All right, Dan, thank you very much. Again, the starting lineup is brought to you by the Barnes & Moore Group at Morgan Stanley Financial Advisors in Sioux Falls. We'll step aside for 1 minute. When we come back, kickoff for tonight's game between the Knights and the Rapid City Central Cobblers right here on Real Presence Radio.
Whether you need to be fitted with eyeglasses or contact lenses, or you need a comprehensive eye exam, Barnett Vision Clinic in Sioux Falls utilizes the latest technology and treatments available. Barnett Vision Clinic offers a wide selection of eye care products, including sunwear, eyewear, and contact lenses to fit your specific eye care needs. Barnett Vision Clinic offers a same-day pay for patients without vision coverage. Their number is 605-335-7757 or online at barnettvisionclinic.com.
Morgan Stanley values long-term relationships with its clients. Andrew DeMore and Thaddeus Barnes, financial advisors with the Barnes DeMore Group of Morgan Stanley's Sioux Falls office, know that building relationships begins with getting to know each client. Andrew and Thad can create personal investment strategies to help meet retirement, education, and other financial needs. Andrew and Thad can be reached at 338-6500. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley, Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC.
Welcome back to McEnany Field. We're gearing up for kickoff for tonight's game between the Knights and the Rapid City Central Cobblers. One thing we need to note we haven't actually brought up yet are the injuries for the O'Gorman Knights. Now, the Knights are going to be out with, they're going to have lacking in Andrew Pujato tonight. That's number 4, wide receiver and defensive back, as well as a defensive lineman in number 66, Brady Beck. I'm also told that Bo Blunt is out with an illness as well. Not sure exactly what that is, but he will not be playing today's game, Dan, and that could change up how the Knights deal with things a little bit. I mean, they have a lot of depth at wide receiver still, but the lack of Pujato especially and Bo Blunt is definitely going to be a challenge.
Well, that's all three. You got the House, Beck, Blount, and they're all three excellent athletes, and they're all three going to be missed. But that's where the team is going to step up and cover.
The national anthem being played right now. We will take it to the field. National Anthem performed by the O'Gorman Marching Knights and the pep band here at O'Gorman High School. Like I mentioned earlier, it's homecoming, and a sea of blue lays over the stands here at O'Gorman High School. A handful of red in the opposite visiting stands, just on the other side of the field of where we are. Good to see a pretty decent turnout for Rapid City, considering the early game and the 4-hour trip.
And we got a little blue up here in the booth because Michael's in his, what year was that? Number 73 O'Gorman jersey.
Yeah, from 2010, 2011. Yep, that's right.
And it fits.
It fits, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's a little tighter, especially around the waist a little bit. But, kids, that's what happens when you drink beer and eat hot wings in college. Things tend to shift.
It looks good.
Thank you.
Perfect for homecoming here.
Got to wear the homecoming stuff, right?
Look at the crowd here, Michael.
Yeah, fantastic crowd and a beautiful night here at McEnany Field. In fact, while we have a chance, let's take it down to the field. Our sideline reporter, Alex High, with a bit of a weather report. Alex.
Thank you, Michael. It is 57 degrees out right now. Winds out of the north, heading southeast. But here's the key thing here. 0% chance of rain.
Oh, thank goodness.
After 3 days of rain, this sideline reporter is more than happy to have a 0% chance of rain. Oh, it's just beautiful. And that big, bright yellow thing is back in the sky. Back up to Dan and Chief Michael.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hyde. Like you said it perfectly. It's been raining a lot here in Sioux Falls. If you haven't been in the area, it's been horrible. I was about this close to building an ark.
I have one.
Do you?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, my sump pump's running. It's like, oh, yeah. I think we had 7 inches in the southeast. It's like unbelievable. But
I don't think we could have asked
I'm going to agree with the forecasters.
Yeah.
I really don't see any rain here. And actually, it's getting warmer out, I think. It's really hot up here.
It really is. The sun beating in here on a semi-cloudy, semi-clear day, or evening, I should say, here in Sioux Falls. The O'Gorman Knights wearing their home blue jerseys, and for the first time, their away white pants. Kind of a throwback to the old O'Gorman-style blue tops, white pants. They just don't have the Knights down either side of their legs like they used to. That's white numbers and letters with a silver or a gray trim. Rapid City Central then coming out in their white tops, white bottoms with red trim, their away jerseys, and their red helmets with white decals on the front to the back. Think Michigan style. The Michigan Wolverines, how they kind of have that swoosh and that crown. That's what they have on their helmets, except in red and white. The Knights will be kicking off to start tonight's game, moving from my right to my left. Rapid City Central then will be starting offensively left to right. Connor Pavelko on to kick things away for the Knights, and homecoming 2018 football game is underway. It's a high kick, should go into the end zone. It's going to be fielded. No, they're going to have him touch it back into the end zone. And so Rapid City Central will start things off on their own 20-yard line.
So Knights are going to start here on defense, and that's usually what we've done the last couple games, deferred to the second half. And so this is where, we got to defense. We talked about, we gave the starters earlier, but we got on the line, we got a sophomore, Matt Peters, number 58, starting for the Knights here. His first game as a sophomore starting, so we'll see what he can do. The house is out.
Now, kind of an unorthodox offense here from Rapid City Central, kind of a Wildcat style. They don't actually have a quarterback, instead a tailback and a wingback. So that tailback is Nate Remmers. He'll take the snap. There it is, as the offensive line all gets set simultaneously just before the snap, but a false start's going to be called on Rapid City Central to push them back and make it 1st and 15 to start things off.
They're going to throw a lot of movement at the Knights.
Yes.
So for them to get set, and so that's one thing. I did watch a game with them with Sturgis here, and they move the ball very well, and they like to run it, and they'll throw it. They like to mix it up, keep everybody on their toes.
Rapid City Central, which we will refer to just as Central or the Cobblers for the rest of the game, comes out. There's that quick set again. Remmers takes the snap, pulls it right, reverses twice, and sweeping around the left side is number 85, Liam Porter. However, he's going to be tackled in the backfield for a loss of about 2 yards on that carry to bring up 2nd down and 17 for the Cobblers.
And that was Noah Reeves on the tackle there. In the end, he stayed home and did his job.
The Knights
You're going to see that do a lot, Michael. You're going to see a lot of reverses and stuff.
Kind of the what you'd expect with this kind of Wildcat offense, because you have 3 guys back there that can take a snap.
That's why they call it Wildcat.
Exactly. Rapid City gets set, including one player turned backwards. Here's the direct snap into the hands of Tate Remmers. He'll dive up the middle on the keeper. That was number 14, Aaron Iverson, the wingback on the carry. He'll bring it up about 10 yards for a healthy gain there for Rapid City Central. Should be 3rd down and 8 now.
On the tackle for the Knights.
Central in the middle of the field. Let's try to describe the lineup here. They have a stacked line. They have Aaron Iverson to the right of the center faced backwards. Then they have Liam Porter, Jeremy Weedman, and Wyatt Junkloss in the backfield as well. Here's the snap and the handoff up the middle. It's going to be a carry by Tate Remmers for maybe just about 4 or 5 yards. That'll bring up 4th down and 3. Not quite enough for Rapid City Central, but we'll see if they'll go for it here. I don't see a punt unit coming on yet.
So we got 2 safeties in. You got Aiden Hackman's in, number 1. He's on the left, and Dietrich's on the other. So they're both filling in tonight. So they might push it at them on the ends.
Remmers, the tailback, takes the snap, hands it off. A pitch by Aaron Iverson backwards is recovered by Aberdeen Central, but not in enough time. Yeah, it's going to be brought back to the about 10-yard line. Scooping it up was number 34, Jeremy Weedman. That's going to turn the ball over right to O'Gorman, and I don't think they could have asked for better field position. That's on their the Rapid City Central 13-yard line.
So O'Gorman will take over here, 1st and 10 on the 13. So a mental mistake by Rapid City.
Yep.
And that's, again, how many times in the 5 downs they did, they moved the ball, threw it around that Wildcat. So come back to haunt them right there.
1st and 10 for OG, and in at quarterback is Zach Norton, who's kind of been the go-to man since the beginning of the season. Pass to Canyon Bauer right at the 1-yard line on the right side. He jots in for a touchdown. Uncontested, and just like that, the Knights start off homecoming 2018 with a touchdown in the first couple minutes.
He just went right across, and he just turned it his right shoulder in, and the ball was right there. Perfect pass by Norton.
10:09 to play in this first quarter here at McEnany Field. Dwight the Knight is back in action as well, trotting down the track here at McEnany Field, celebrating the Knights' first score. Connor Pavelko steps up to tack on the PAT. Takes a deep breath. Here's the snap, the place, the kick, gets up, it's good, and the Knights lead Rapid City Central 7-0 to start off homecoming 2018. We'll step aside. This is O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
When you look to the future, is the road there inevitable? It's not. That's why O'Gorman education matters. It's where you'll grow in your faith, be challenged, celebrate, and become part of a community. These are the moments that will shape your life. This is where your path will unfold. What are you waiting for? You belong in blue.
Eide Bailey, a CPA firm, provides tax, accounting, assurance, and business advisory services to clients across the nation. With offices in Sioux Falls and 33 locations in 14 states, Eide Bailey is the workplace to 2,000 professionals. The firm has been serving clients for over 100 years. You can contact Eide Bailey online at eidebailey.com. Eide Bailey is a proud supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
Knights, went up nice and early, 7-0 over Rapid City Central here at McEnany Field. Just a hair under 2 minutes into this game. Pavelko to kick it off again for the Knights. They started things off with a kickoff. This time it's going to be fielded by Rapid City Central. Here's Jeremy Weedman picking up the ball, bringing it up to about the 10-yard line before he's crushed by that O'Gorman special teams. The Rapid City Central Cobblers started off the game with a penalty, just a quick little movement on the line there, then 4 plays, and they turned it over to the Knights off of a botched pitch. The Knights were able to capitalize on that, pin them back on the 13, and one more play for the Knights put the ball in the end zone. So we'll see how the Cobblers respond here. Remember, we saw 4 run plays, Dan. We might see some pass plays coming up here. We know they can pass it well.
Yes, they can.
Rapid City gets set with 2 men in the backfield, 3 men in the backfield, 1 turned around. Here's the direct snap to Tate Remmers. He'll move up the center and maybe pick up 2 yards on the carry.
Kowalczyk on the tackle there.
Tate Remmers, a 5'9", 175-pound senior. Looks a little taller than what paper might suggest. maybe a little bit skinnier as well, but he can move very nicely. Easy to break through those holes that the offensive line opens up for him. Central gets set, 2 men in the backfield, 3 with 1 turned around. Here's the snap and the handoff into the hands of 14, Aaron Iverson. He's going to try to bring it up the middle. He'll maybe pick up a yard, if that. Should bring up 3rd down and 7 for Rapid City.
You see that dog pal? There's 7 blue jerseys on there. If the linebackers stay put tonight and stay and read, it'll be fine. They can't give up that middle. Let's see how soft the safeties play.
So 3rd down and 7 indeed for Rapid City Central. Ball in the middle of the field. This time, players stacked up to the right side. Remmers looks like he's set to take the snap with a fullback behind him. That's Liam Porter. Here's the snap. Remmers will keep it himself. Dive up the middle. The Knights ripping and trying to pull the ball away from him. He'll bring it up about 4 yards, but it won't quite be enough for that 1st down. Cobblers looking now at a 4th and 2 situation, and they might look to punt.
Looks like they are. Looks like the punt team comes out, Michael. So who's going back? So
8:30 to play in this first quarter here at O'Gorman High School, McEnany Field.
Zach Norton's back at the 50 to receive for the Knights.
And on to punt is number 26, Evan Rasby. And a flag flies, though. Rapid City claps. O'Gorman might have moved a little bit there.
Yes, they did. 2 defensive encroachments, so they'll get a 1st down here for the Cobblers. Mental mistake.
And there we are, just like that. That maybe is probably the 2nd encroachment penalty we've seen called on this O'Gorman defense. They're very disciplined, and I would even argue they're probably one of the top defenses in the state right now.
And that's where you have to be strong. You have to be, especially it wasn't a long count either. They weren't trying to draw them off. So, I mean, I could see that. If it was a long count,
it's kind of a nature of the beast, I suppose, with this very unusual setup that Rapid City Central has. So 1st and 10 for the Cobblers now on their own 24-yard line right hash. In shotgun to take the snap is Tate Remmers. He puts a man in motion from right to left. Here's the handoff to that motion man. It's Weedman. Sweeps around the left side. He'll move upfield and maybe pick up a yard as he tries to cut. But the Knights were quick to swarm him.
I love watching this Wildcat offense. It's fun to watch.
You just don't see it a whole lot. I mean, if you watch football, NFL football on TV, you kind of saw the Carolina Panthers run that a little bit with what's his name? I don't remember that number 1 Superman.
Hey, Cleveland won last night.
Yeah, they did.
I watched
Who
that.
saw that coming? 2nd and 10 now for the Cobblers on the left hash. Tate Remmers, a more traditional look in shotgun, takes the snap, drops back, looking to pass, fires it right side into the hands of his intended receiver. That's number 81, Wyatt Junkloss. That'd be good for a gain of about 5 yards off the first pass play for these Cobblers.
And there's Hackman right at him. He was right there for the tackle. Didn't give him a yard. So we got 3rd and 6?
Yeah, it looks like they'll give him 4, actually. So 3rd and 6 for the Cobblers now on the right hash. More of a traditional look these past few plays. Here comes Remmers in shotgun again. 1 man to his left, 2 receivers tight to the right on the short side. Now the line from almost the entire right side of the line except the right guard shifts to the left side. This wide receiver spread out. Here's the direct snap to Remmers. He tries to dive left, but no go. Maybe picks up a yard on the QB keeper. Or should I say the tailback keeper.
But we were ready for that. We shifted right with them. Boom. So they'll be punting now.
4th and about 4 for the Knights. And yeah, Rapid City Central is going to try to punt it away. On to punt again is Rasby, number 26. Back to return for OG. Looks like we have... and a block on the punt. Bringing it all the way back to the 15-yard line, and covering it is Cole Miesma, but the Knights are able to recover, and just like that, fantastic field position, this time on the 14.
But it was a muffed punt. It was a muffed snap, and so he got in, and the Knights get right. I didn't see who got in there, but 2 of them got right in there, and they fell right down on it. Number 2, Sam.
Yeah.
Witchery.
That was Evan Witchery, on the recovery. So 1st and 10 now for the Knights. 2nd best field position of the game. Best was 13. Now they're at the 14. Norton in shotgun spread receivers, fires it right side and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. It looked like that was Kenyon Bauer just a little bit out ahead of him as he dives to the ground. 2nd and 10 now for OG.
Just a little bit off on that one. Kenyon, we could see that ball going right there. So
So far for the Knights, they're 1 and 2 in the passing game off of 2 plays. Here comes Zach Norton in shotgun. This time he has Tate Wishart to his right, 2 receivers either side toward the left hash. Norton takes a snap, hands off to Wishart up the middle. He'll dive. That should be enough for a first down, just barely, as he's brought down about the 5-yard line.
Short.
Yeah, he's going to be just inches short, 3rd down in inches, in fact.
Well, I know what I'd call right here. You got a perfect game going. You throw that bowling ball. Give it right to Tate.
We'll see. He's there to the left of Norton in the backfield. Spread receivers again. Here's the snap. Hand off to Wishart. Dives to the middle. There's the first down into the end zone. Touchdown, O'Gorman.
Yep.
And you called it, Dan.
You got the momentum going right there in the middle like that. And I don't think they can stop Wishart. I think that's one thing you're going to see a little bit later. I don't know if they can stop Tate. I really don't.
Rapid City Central did a good job of kind of piling up there at the goal line, too, to make it a bit of a scrum. But Tate Wishart, being the short, strong, stocky guy that he is able to get low and push his way into the end zone just barely, but he got there.
You got Wolf and Wrench on one side. That opened up the holes. Well, we got
Knights need one more man, so on comes Evan Witry. He sets up. Pavelko readies the PAT. Here's the snap, the place, the kick. It's almost blocked. It's a little left, but it made it in just barely. Knights lead 14-0, 5:24 to play in this first quarter. We'll step aside. This is O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
Aaron's in Sioux Falls is a lease-to-own retailer of furniture, electronics, and appliances. Aaron's offers payments that include 12, 18, and 24-month plans, and Aaron's same as cash option. They provide delivery and setup with a lease-to-own agreement, and product service and repair are also included. You can visit the Sioux Falls Aaron's store or call 988-9999. And you can also shop online at aarons.com to experience the Aaron's difference. Own it.
Searching for more great Catholic content? Visit our website at yourcatholicradiostation.com. Find Catholic news you can trust, information about events coming up in your local area, and the latest on what's happening at the RPR network. And don't forget that you can listen to any of our stations around the clock from anywhere in the world. Need prayers for someone or something in your life? You can submit those through our online form for the entire family to pray for. Real Presence Radio, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field. On homecoming, the Knights lead Rapid City Central 14-0. Here's the kickoff now. It's going to be fielded by the Cobblers, bringing it up to the 20-yard line and then the 25, knocking over one of his own players, and then eventually being downed at the 20 is John DeReader. Excuse me, we're going to spot him actually down at the 26-yard line. Nice healthy spot there.
Bird had a good run back. I thought Bird was going to have him in the backfield back there. He missed that tackle.
And on that last play, it looks like there were a few Knights that were hurt. And with that injury update, we'll take it down to Mr. Alex High. Alex.
Thank you, Michael. The Knights suffered 2 hurt players on that last punt play. Number 58, Matthew Peters, looked like he has a left ankle injury. He got that taped up, but he's still talking to the trainers right now. Keep an eye on whether or not he comes back. Also, linebacker C.J. Stukel, number 21, had a left shoulder that was being evaluated. He's got his helmet back on, and he's standing near the coaches, so he might be on the field again here real quick. Back up to Dan and Michael.
All right, Alex, thank you very much. Rapid City Central starts their next drive with a double fake handoff. That's double play action. And then the quick dump by Tate Remmers over to the left side, trying to hit up Rob Weber. It looks like he had the ball, but then just kind of lost it, just shy of that first down. And so, Dan, looking at those injuries, how's that going to affect the Knights here?
Well, you have Peter, that sophomore in the middle. I mean,
Yeah.
he's kind of playing nose tackle right there, so we actually need him. I mean, we need all of them, but that's going to be the biggest difference right there if he can't come back in.
Wildcats set again for Central. Jeremy Weedman gets the direct snap, sweeps around the left side for a healthy gain as he turns on the Jets up the left flats, That'll be a gain of about 8 yards. Set about 3rd down and, well, no, they're going to say 3rd down and 1.
Yep, came up short.
So back in for the Knights now defensively. We have John Sewing back in at left tackle, but filling in is number 44, looks like Aiden Thomas coming in at right tackle.
You got a timeout, Michael?
Yep, timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here.
So Peters is up off the bench. He's walking around. There he is. You can see him right there in front of the train. They're stretching the knee out. He's getting down on all fours there. He's coming up. He needs to get that tape, kind of see how it affects and goes, and hopefully he's back in. There he goes. He's going to get back in the huddle, so he'll let Coach know that he's ready.
Injuries always seem to be the bane of the O'Gorman Knights every single season, but when you have a team that is generally smaller than most other teams that you compete with, your Washingtons and Roosevelt, which is the most populated high school in South Dakota this year, it's harder to get these kids and to keep them healthy. You don't have quite as much depth usually as some of these other bigger schools, and so those injuries hurt a little bit worse. But that's why they have a good training staff.
Yep.
So we resume play here. Central moving left to right with 4:47 to play in this first quarter. Knights lead 14-0. Here's the direct snap in the Wildcat offense.
Yes!
Sweeping over to the right side is number 4, Rob Weber, but he's going to be shy of that first down. Brought down at the 35-yard line. Check that was Jeremy Weedman on the carry. In fact, there'll be a gain of 0. Central looks like they're going to try to punt.
Kowalczyk was right there. Didn't fool him. He's right there all the way. Took him. Didn't gain a yard. Will they go for a fake here? Under 35, a little deep.
Based on what I've seen, I wouldn't be surprised. Bird is going to step back to return just in case. Here's the punt by Rasby. He's able to get this one away. The first punt of the night for Central that they're able to kick. Bird gets it at the 30-yard line, cuts upfield to the 50. Nice spin move there. Brings it down to the Rapid City Central 45-yard line. That's where the Knights will go to work.
20-yard return. Nice run by Bird. I like the spin.
Very nice, very shifty. Jacob Bird, a 6 foot, 165-pound junior. He just gets better and better every single game, Dan.
So we get the ball at the 45 here, in the Gorman 45.
We'll see what the Knights are going to draw up here. Zach Norton in at quarterback. He's going to have 2 receivers spread to either side, including Bird and Bauer on the left. Then he has Tate Wishart to his left in shotgun. Here's the snap. Norton, play action, kicks it to Bird left side off the screen pass. Bird with the stiff arm at the 40, hobbles forward and is going to be downed at the 35-ish yard line. They might tack him back to the 36 here. Regardless, a nice healthy gain for OG.
He hopped with the guy on his foot 3 yards. Excuse me. That's athleticism.
It's kind of like when my little brother used to sit on my foot and I carried him across the living room. Yeah.
That was a Knights, 4th offensive play of the game?
Yes. Second and 1 now for OG. Norton and shotgun, 1 back, 2 receivers either side, and there's a jump on the left side of the O'Gorman offensive line. That's Will Waschenberger. We don't see a whole lot of jumping, but Waschenberger did jump again last week against Lincoln. Just the nerves a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah, these guys have played together enough. They shouldn't have no nerves in this game. I mean, it's homecoming, of course, but you're up 14-0 here in the first quarter, and clock's running. We're under just about 3 minutes to go in the first, and shouldn't have much nerves.
2nd and 6 for the Knights now. Norton takes the snap from shotgun. He's rushed, rolls out right side, throws the ball down the right side of the field. Kenyon Bauer is able to break away from coverage and pull it in down at the 22-yard line. A bit of hand play down there, but he was able to break away from his defender, get out of that, and make the play. And that's the kind of performance we expect to see from Mr. Bauer.
You see Kenyon, nobody picked him up. He was open for 10 yards there. If Zach would have jumped the ball quicker, he would have had a little bit better run on it, but nobody was with him. I can't believe they left him unprotected.
The Knights are in a fresh set of downs. Norton takes the snap off spread receivers and shotgun swing pass over to the left side to Tate Wishart, but way over his head, not even close. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for OG on the Rapid City, 22-yard line right hash.
Yeah, a little bit out in front, and Tate being 5'10".
Yeah, if he was maybe 2 inches taller, or wait, maybe he is 2 inches taller compared to what we see.
You think Coach Rich is listening?
I don't know, maybe. I think he's onto something, though.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 for OG. Norton shotgun spread receivers. Wishart in the backfield. Here's the snap. Handoff to Wishart. This time the end was able to sweep around the right side and meet Wishart as he got the ball. That was number 14 on the stop, Aaron Iverson. A beautiful play there defensively, and won't allow Wishart to move upfield at all. 3rd and 10 now for the Knights.
So we haven't been in this situation yet. 3rd and 10. So what kind of play is Coach going to call here?
So here comes Norton in shotgun. The same formation we've seen for really the last two offensive series. Two receivers either side, one back. It's Tate Wishart. Here's the snap. Norton looks to pass, drops back. He's pressured, moves up the field, turns it into a run, cuts left to the flats, cuts back inside. He's going to bring it up to about the 10-yard line. That should be enough for a Knights first down.
Did you see he knew where the marker was? He saw the sideline marker here, and he went back in and cut up. He
kind of did some fancy dancing to just get one more yard, because he knew he was close. And that turned into actually a 12-yard QB keeper.
Good heads-up play by the quarterback. Way to know where you're at on the field.
So, fresh set of downs for OG on the Rapid City 11-yard line, rather. On the left hash, Norton in shotgun, empty backfield. 4 receivers stacked up to the right, including a group of 3 all right next to each other. One receiver to the left, it looks like Logan Jones. Here's the snap. Screen pass over right side to Canyon Bauer. He puts out his hand, moves to the end zone. Touchdown, O'Gorman. And the second touchdown for Canyon Bauer in this game. Just a quick little stiff arm and some quick little steps. Puts the Knights up 20-0 over Rapid City Central with $1.38 to play in this first quarter, of course, pending the PAT from Connor Pavelka.
Nice Bauer there. He just got open right there at afterburners and just walked right in uncontested. Here's the snap.
Pavelka lines it up, takes that deep breath of his, snap, place, kick. It's a line drive, a little left, and Connor Pavelka, a rare miss this time. So the score remains at 20-0 here at McEnany Field with 1:38 to play in this first quarter. By the way, a programming note, if you're listening to us, well, at all, that means you're listening on YouTube. Thank you so much for listening and watching this broadcast so far. Just remember, our live drive is going on right now until 6:30. If you want to make a donation, you can still do that. If you go to yourcatholicradiostation.com, you can pledge your support. Otherwise, you can contact your local Real Presence Radio Network station and make your donation that way as well to help this ministry continue on, this family of faith and hope. And, of course, after that live drive, they're going to kick it back to us here, and you can hear O'Gorman Knights football on 94.5 FM and also online at yourcatholicradiostation.com.
2 minutes and 22 seconds off the clock. Capped off by 11-yard touchdown pass.
So the Knights will kick things off again for the 4th time in this quarter. 20-0 over Rapid City Central.
So we'll see what Rapid City does. Will they stick to the game plan? You know, you're down by 3 touchdowns, 3 scores, and are they going to still stick with their offense? And I think they got to pressure our corners.
I think you're right.
I think they're going to have to put some pressure on our corners to stay with this. If not, it's going to be game could be over by halftime.
Pavelka, a good long kick from right to left, getting the ball at the goal line is number 34, Jeremy Weedman. He'll cut up field and bring it up to about the 15, 16-yard line. A couple Knights slow to get up on the field. One player in particular, looks like number 17 for the Knights. That's Gunnar Jones. On his knees, he gets up after a few breaths, and he'll trot off to get evaluated by the athletic training team. But regardless, Cobblers looking at 1st and 10. The ball was officially spotted on their own 17-yard line in the middle of the field, so they'll go to work with their Wildcats set. Tate Remmers looks like he should get the snap here. No, it's going to be a direct snap to the halfback, Jeremy Weidman. He'll juke and jive a little bit, pick up a yard on the dive up the middle.
You know, that Weidman, when I saw that game with Sturgis, he had a great game. That if he gets out and he can get open, you know, if the linebackers are playing loose and he get that open in that slot in the middle out there, he can put the afterburners and he can pick up 20, 30 yards.
You know, he's kind of like a Tate Wishart, 5'7", 150 pounds, a junior as well.
But he's not a bowling ball, though.
Right, no, he's not as thick, but he's quick. He's a little quicker than Wishart. Here's Remmers in shotgun, 2 receivers either side, sweeps around left side off the pump fake, and he's going to be chased down in the backfield for a loss of maybe a yard.
Schwabach,
yeah, I was going to say George Schwabach sweeping in from the corner, actually, coming in and chasing down Remmers by the coattail.
You know, they haven't, I don't want to jinx it, they haven't got the ball, past the 40-yard line?
Yeah, you're right.
Everything's been back within, not in the red zone, but pretty much a red zone. That's where they've been the whole first quarter.
So loss of 1, 3rd and 9 for Rapid City Central now on their own 18. Remmers looks to pass off the snap, fires it down the left sideline, but way overthrows his intended receiver. Will bring up a 4th down situation for Rapid City.
Now, I'm not sure where he was throwing to in that. Did you see that? It was kind of like Kimbago, but I tell you what, the Knights had everybody covered.
Right.
I was hoping there was a tip, an Oski, and we would have got it. It was perfect opportunity right there for that. And they're going into the sun. I'll give them that right now.
12 seconds to play in this first quarter, and Central on to punt it away. Back to return is Jeremy Bird. Here's the snap. The punt by Rasby. He gets it away. Nice spiral on it. Brings it up to the Knights 45. Bird gets it, crosses the 50. The Central 45 player knocked over at the 40-yard line, and Bird brings it up to the 35. That was number 43, Kadis Gebrezabar, with the big hit on number 54, Jace White for Rapid City Central. You could hear the oohs and the ahs of the crowd.
You could see it coming, Mike. You could see it coming. He was going to level it, and he did. And I'm sorry, but I mean, it was a clean hit. It was a clean hit.
Yes.
But it was, it was a good hit, and he. Good play.
And as somebody that played as a pulling guard in high school, I can tell you wholeheartedly that when you get one of those hits on somebody, yes, it's a violent sport, but man, it just kind of feels good.
Oh, you take it. Because I'm going to show the coach I can really play.
Exactly.
But like the crowd went, ooh, everybody, the student section just.
It's about proving yourself, and that will end the first quarter of play. The Knights lead Rapid City Central 20-0. We'll step aside. This is O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
Fairtex Inc. is a locally owned and operated tax and bookkeeping company serving Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. We prepare tax returns for individuals and businesses and provide a range of financial services for small businesses. Fairtex Inc. is located at 1727 South Cleveland Avenue and can be reached at 605-336-1669 and online at fairtaxinc.com. Member NATP and NAEA.
Big Rig Barbecue brings a Texas-style barbecue to South Dakota. They use a real wood smoker for all their meats, every single day. Big Rig Barbecue serves sliced brisket, pulled pork, chicken, and ribs. They offer pre-orders for smaller events and gatherings and cater for large events, including parties, meetings, and graduations. Big Rig Barbecue's new sit-down location is on the corner of 41st and Minnesota. Their website, bigrigbbbq.net.
Go to the second quarter here at McEnany Field on a 1st and 10. Missed pass by Zach Norton looking for Canyon Bauer. Overthrew him a little bit. 2nd and 10 now. Spread receivers. Swing pass over to Pavelko right side. He's able to pick it up. Spins his way up to the 25-yard line before he's clobbered by the Cobblers. Bring up. Should be a first down, actually. Excuse me. Yeah, they're going to say 11-yard gain. The fresh set of downs for the Knights.
Yeah, but I like how Pavelko, Connor right there, they're all getting, once they get the ball, they're striving and they're pulling players with them and stuff. They got that drive, that determination. They want to get that extra yard.
Knights lead Rapid City Central 20-0 as we start the second quarter here at McEnany Field. Michael Promis here alongside Dan Johnson, Alex High, Brett Byler. Thanks for being with us tonight. Zach Norton, screen pass over left side to Pavelko again. He's able to pick it up. A couple nice missed hits. He brings it up the left sideline, almost to the end zone. He steps out of bounds at about the 1. Fresh set of downs for OG, and the kicker not doing too bad at wide receiver there, Dan.
He's shown that all year.
Yeah.
He's shown that every single game, what he can do. And multitasking. I mean, that's what – how many kickers were out wide receivers?
Not many, I promise you. Certainly not like the kicker from Waterboy, where, with a single-bar helmet. And
I'm not going there.
Okay. 1st and goal for the Knights. Ball on the 1-yard line. Wishart in the backfield. Here's the snap. Handoff to Wishart. Dives up the middle. Touchdown, O'Gorman. Second touchdown for Tate Wishart. Tying up Canyon Bauer for most touchdowns in this game. We might see a bit of a competition between those two, Dan, if things get a little too out of hand. Canyon Bauer getting a lot of the passes and Wishart getting a lot of the carries. I think that's just kind of how you call it for O'Gorman Knights football.
Yep. You're exactly right on that.
Connor Pavelko on the attack on the PAT, excuse me. He is
2 for 3 so far. Schlemgin with the place, snap, place, and kick, up and good. 27-0. O'Gorman Knights leading Rapid City Central with 11 minutes to play in this first half in the second quarter. And while we have a chance, let's take it down to Alex High on the sideline. Alex, what is your overall impression of the Knights so far in this first quarter? And do you think Jason Poppingham might try to kind of pull away as early as possible?
Yes, pretty good start for the Knights with a team that runs as much as the Cobblers. You definitely want to get out to a lead right away. That's definitely going to make it harder for them to come back with a run-first offense. I think Jason Poppingham wants to make sure that they don't blow this lead, and so I think a good time to take a step off the gas a little bit would be early in the second half after you get a couple good drives going, and just make sure you're not going to lose in the second half. Sometimes that second half you can lose momentum very quickly there. Back up to Dan and Michael.
All right, Alex, thank you very much. Knights get ready to kick this one off again. Now moving from left to right, by the way. We switch sides between quarters, of course. Rapid City Central will try to get something going offensively. And like you mentioned earlier, Dan, the Cobblers haven't made it past the 40. We're joined also by we're going to mention your name. Yeah, by the man John Fritsch with the Financial Benefits Company. Your keys to victory are fantastic, sir.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll try to find a headset for you here, but a kickoff by Pavelko. Kicks it all the way to the left, or the right side of the field, Central is able to bring it up to about the 25-yard line, and that is right where it will stay. And John, give me 1 second here. I'll get you your mic plugged in. And there we are. Can you hear me, Mr. Fritsch?
Got it, Mr. Promise.
So, what do you think about? You just get here?
No, I was down. I was down in the cheap seats, and I decided to come up with the rich folks up here.
Okay, well that's upstairs. We're down below. What are you thinking about their Wildcat offense? I mean, when you were coaching, you saw this all the time.
Not really.
Not really? It wasn't that much.
First and 10, a direct snap to Remmers after a shift from right to left. He'll bring it up for a gain of about 6.
Actually, it looks like the old single wing. Back in the days of Frankie Sinkwich and Glenn, Mr. Inside and Mr. Outside at Army, Doc Blanchard, Glenn Davis. This looks like those days back in the 40s and 30s. But I was in 6th grade then.
But one thing you notice on offense, they can't stay with Canyon. They're trying to double tight, and he's just too quick for him.
Second and 4, shift from left to right, a handoff up the middle. This should be a first down then for the Cobblers.
You know how quick Canyon is? He goes to bed at night and shuts off the lights, and he's under the covers before the room gets dark.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
First and 10 for the Cobblers. Ball on their own 39-yard line toward the right hash. Hey, Mr. Fritsch, John Fritsch, Coach, what do I call you now?
Sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
Call me old man. I'm a grandpa now. Gee whiz. I'm just glad to be up and around taking nourishment.
First and 10, Remmers in shotgun. Shift from right to left. That's the whole right side of the line.
I like O'Gorman's discipline on the line because the one thing in offense like this, when they shift the whole line, you can get a lot of those encroachment penalties. And so I think the Knights down linemen are being very disciplined looking at the football and not at the guy across from them. So I got to give them compliments for that.
Direct snap went to Remmers. He dives up the middle and will gain about 7 yards this time. 2nd and 3 for Rapid City Central. This is the farthest they've been, or the closest they've been to O'Gorman territory this entire game, by the way. Starting to get things going. Here's that shift again, the right side of the line to the left, including the receivers, 2 backs. Direct snap to Remmers. Dives up the middle. Flags fly as he fights for that first down. He will have it as long as this penalty isn't on Rapid City Central.
Nope, they're calling on Rapid.
Does OG have some different fellas in on defense? Is that their? I'm looking for some numbers here. Is Winter in? And
looks like we do have Jacob Schwab in for the first time tonight.
I see.
There at left end. Illegal formation being called on the Rapid City Central Cobblers.
You could probably call that every play. The only thing more funny than this offense is like if you took a tackle and moved him over where the tight end should be, and then had a wing back over swing behind him, and then ran the old Packer sweep and Packer power off that. That's the only thing sillier than this. But
you're totally right. That's not even a joke. That's it being exactly true, honestly. Honestly, here's that shift again. The right side of the line to the left, except that right guard. Direct snap this time into the hands of number 34, Jeremy Weedman. He'll dive up the middle and this time pick up about, we'll say about 3 or 4 yards on the carry. Should bring up 3rd down and about 4 on the Rapid City Central 45-yard line.
You know, the more I look at it, it does look like OG's old unbalanced wing. They just flip the unbalance every time.
Right.
You know, they'll start one and go the other, and everybody knows that never works. So, you know.
3rd down and 4 for the Cobblers from number 45.
Central trying to adjust a little bit. We might see another shift. They're stacked up on the left side. You have Weedman and Remmers in the backfield. Yep, here's that shift from left to right. Players get set again on 3rd and 4. A jump from OG, not
lucky.
encroachment though. Here's the snap to Remmers. He's trying to find a hole. He does, right side, jukes and jives past the 50, and he's going to be brought down at the Knights' 49-yard line. And just like that, Tate Remmers marches into OG territory for the first time this game and earns himself a fresh set of downs.
That was 58 Peters. Excuse me, he's a sophomore. First game starting now.
I see Kowalczyk's back in there now.
And number 28 in Diedrich.
7:40 to play in this second quarter. Knights lead Rapid City Central, 27-0.
Now they're over the 50. This is the first time.
So they're stacked up on the right side, like we've been saying. Again, shift to the left. Weedman and Remmers in shotgun. Here's the snap. It goes to Weedman. He's going to cut up, or try to go up the middle, then cut left, but thrown down at the 50-yard line for maybe a loss of 1. They're probably going to give him that forward progress, though. Some good defense by OG.
Kunkel.
Number 11, Noah Reeves.
It's that John Kunkel, isn't it?
Number 15. Number 1 in your hearts.
2nd and 10 then for Rapid City Central. Ball toward the left side of the field. 7 minutes left in this second quarter of play. It's kind of slowed down a little bit, or I should say sped up a little bit. The offense has slowed down, burning some more clock.
Well, yeah, they don't want it to be 60-0 at half.
No, of course not.
Keep it on the ground.
Here's the shift from right to left. Again, stacked on the right side, moving everybody except the right guard. Here's the snap, this time to Remmers. He dives up the middle, puts his arm out, knocks over one player, and that should be good for a gain of about 3.
Number 6, Tate Remmers.
A 3rd down and 7 for Rapid City Central. Ball on the Knights' 46-yard line, left hash.
I see Pavelko's out there on defense. So he's a wide receiver that can catch it. He can boot it from a long way. I used to think he was a two-way terror. Now he's a triple threat man.
So he plays wide receiver, defensive back, punter, kicker, field goal kick. Is there anything he doesn't do?
I'm not gonna go for that one.
Does he get the waters too, or man?
No, he doesn't sell municipal bonds.
There you go.
To the stadium.
3rd and 7.
I don't think he's licensed. I wasn't gonna go for that popcorn selling deal.
There you go. Central stacked up on the right side. This time sucking him with the wide receiver on the right side, spreading out the one on the left. Direct snap goes to Weedman. He throws it down the left side of the field. It's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
Excuse me, I've been waiting for that because they're setting up, run. I've been waiting for the dish. Now I'm waiting for them to do the reverse when they come over here to take it.
What I don't understand is why would they throw an 8-yard pass off that? If you're gonna throw play action off that unbalanced run, send somebody deep and fling it.
Well, especially when that's not your primary passer. Tate Remmers is usually the passer, but that went to the more or less the running back, Jeremy Weidman.
Just tell him to throw it up.
Weedman, excuse me. So 4th and 7 now for Central. They're going to look to punt, and they do. Here's Rasby, kicks it away. Pavelko tries to chase it down, grabs at the 10-yard line. One player in front of him. He moves right past him down the left sideline and cuts his losses a little bit. Doesn't want to get hit. Walks out of bounds at the Knights' 26-yard line.
Now he returns punts.
Now he returns punts. There we missed something.
We missed
Unbelievable.
So 1st and 10 for OG. We'll see if they make any substitutions here offensively as Pavelko trots off the field.
Yeah, if he lines up on the line offensive to tackle, then we'll...
Maybe he does sell municipal bonds. I don't know.
5:33 to play in the second quarter. Knights leading Rapid City 27-0 here at McEnany Field on homecoming. And out playing quarterback, it looks like we still have a Zach Norton out there. Trips right, one back. Norton on the hard call, takes a snap. Excuse me, that is Schlimgen in. Passes it over to the right side, trying to hit up number 33, Michael Shea, in for the first time. Falls incomplete, right off the tips of his fingers. 2nd and 10 for OG.
Now, it's for Teagan to be in there. I mean, it's like Norton get a little rest. Teagan gets some snaps, and you're up 27-0.
That's Teagan Schlimgen, a 5'10", 165-pound sophomore. Kind of the backup quarterback for OG.
Great chance to get some quality reps, though.
Absolutely. Yep. Here's Schlimgen in shotgun. One back, trips right again. Here's the snap. This time fires it left, but just a little bit over the head of his intended receiver. It looked like he was looking for Logan Jones that time. Brings up 3rd and 10.
But he needs to get a decent drive, come down and score to build his confidence. Like you said, get the reps, get some time in to build his confidence. So
that's really what it's all about when you have a younger player like him. You know, getting him out there, whether he's making a mistake or a great play, it's good experience, and he learns from it, right? And as a sophomore, he's got plenty of time to work on that.
Absolutely.
3rd and 10. 2 receivers either side, one back from the left hash. Schlimgen takes a snap, drops back, is hit as he throws down the middle of the field, almost intercepted by Rapid City Central, looking for Canyon Bauer. Getting a hand on it was number 2, Tyler Liebig. Bring up 4th and 10.
Excuse me, Nate Bledsoe was right there. I love the sportsmanship. He helped Teagan up. Great sportsmanship by number 7, Rapid City.
Nice looking ball, though, by Teagan. It was nice air under it. It just, he knew he was going to get clocked, so he had to let it go. But kid throws a nice ball.
5:20 to play in this second quarter. Knights leading 27-0. And Connor Pavelko on to punt it. Back to return for the Cobblers then, number 34, Jeremy Weidman. Here's the snap, the punt by Pavelko. It's got plenty of height. Weidman's going to pick it up and call for the fair catch at the 37-yard line. That's where Central will go back to work.
Get a little room there.
When you need a play, you got to have somebody that just catches it and runs with it.
Yeah.
I thought he had some room, but I don't know what the coaches tell him. But when you're down 27-0,
you got to go for it.
Play needs to be made.
Kind of take some risks.
You got to take that play, and that's what the couple, like you said, that pass right here. Why would they do it short and like that? So there's a couple things, and that's why we're not coaching.
1st and 10 then for Central. Ball on their own 37-yard line, middle of the field. Stack on the right side, shifting over to the left. Weidman and Remmers in the backfield. Here's the snap to Remmers.
That wasn't set.
Yep, it was a little bit out of his reach, but got it. Dove forward, made something out of nothing. Should be a gain of about 5. And you're right, John. Sir, excuse me.
They're not set.
They're not getting set. They're kind of like a ready, set, and then go, kind of almost that quickly. And you get a couple guys that are just a little slow on that.
Well, I think the officials they're doing a good job. Given the who is that? Is that what's his
Justin
name?
Ingles.
Yeah, Ingles.
White hat. Yep, Ingles.
Yeah. Is that
and you have
Career out there?
Jocko's over there.
Yeah.
2nd and 5 for Central, shifting from right to left. Snap to Remmers. He'll dive up the middle again, breaking past a couple Knights players, but not enough for the first down after the 4-yard gain. You're looking at 3rd and 1 on the right hash.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of situational judgment there, which is fine.
Yeah.
Because now my favorite player just came off the field. George of the Jungle, George Schwabach. He and his sister Hattie, his older brother Teddy, and Luke played Junior Legion together, and those kids were just hellions. We had so much fun with them at ball games, baseball, back when the boys were in 7th or 8th grade. And now George of the Jungle's the man.
3rd and 1 for Rapid City Central. Remmers and Weidman in shotgun. Line shifting from right to left. Here's the snap to Remmers. He's going to sweep around the left side. Weidman out there to block. Dives forward. Should be enough for a first down. They're going to mark him down actually right in the middle of the field at the 50-yard line. And yes, fresh set of downs for the Cobblers.
And Schwab should have had him back there for the loss. Just missed that tackle.
Pavelko's coming out, so we're putting some fresh guns in there. Oh, let's see. George of the Jungle's back in.
Also have Aiden Diedrich in as well. 3:40 to play in this second quarter. Knights leading 27-0. Cobblers stacking the right side, shifting it to the left.
Wow, and OG now is shifting man for man with him.
Yep. Snap to Remmers. He's going to cut right, finds a hole left, move up about 4 yards on the cutback. Bring up 2nd down and 6. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll have the Knights halftime show sponsored by your Knights of Columbus Insurance field agents, Jason Bell, Richard, and Heath Dickelman. We'll break down everything we saw in this first half of play, try to get you some stats, some information, and have the newest edition of Inside O'Gorman, where Brett got to sit down with O'Gorman Hall of Fame inductee Jim Anderson for excellence in athletics from the class of 1999. That's coming up at halftime. 2nd and 7 for Rapid City. Shift from left to right.
There they are. Now they're just sliding. They're back to sliding. Before they were moving man for just running guys across the ball. Ooh, there's
Snap
a nice.
Remmers.
He stuck his stuff right there.
Brings it up to about the 45, and hit by the middle linebacker.
Maticek.
I like it when they shift man-to-man better. You don't?
No, I don't. It's like trying to write your name backwards. I like to just slide back and forth.
Okay.
Maticek. Now, there is a guy who's going to play linebacker at Penn State. Maticek on the tackle.
3rd and 5 for the Cobblers now on the OG 45. Ball in the middle of the field and a timeout for the Cobblers. We'll step aside as well. This is O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
Jardine Construction is a general contractor of custom homes, remodeling, and commercial construction. Jardine Construction works in close cooperation with project owners and customers when developing a plan for a building or home. Jardine Construction has lots available in Sioux Falls, Hartford, and Humboldt. John can be reached at 605-231-0830 and Tom at 605-261-6174.
Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness is a third-generation practice focusing on inspiring patients to take control of their personal health and the health of their families. Dr. Eric Ferendorf, a 1999 O'Gorman alum, is a proud third-generation O'Gorman Cathedral High School graduate following in the footsteps of his grandfather and uncle. Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness is located at 229 West 39th Street and can be reached at 605-334-8000.
Back to McEnany Field as we continue play, I should say. 2:18 to play in this second quarter. Knights leading 27-0. Central shifting from left to right on the line. Here's the snap, this time to Weidman. He's going to sweep around the right side, looks to pass. No, he'll tuck it, run up the right sideline. He's going to be clobbered at about the 40-yard line.
First down.
Yeah, it looks like they'll go ahead and give him that first down. Rapid City Central probably the most constructive offensive possession so far in this game.
Yeah. So they're really trying to keep O'Gorman off balance. There's no doubt.
Well, sure. The man-to-man matchups just aren't there for them.
No.
So they're, and I admire the Rapid City staff for doing that because, when you're short folks, you got to try and scheme people, and their scheme, they're trying to outnumber you on one side and go that way, or else run a counter back. And I mean, it's solid, but O'Gorman's doing a good job of keeping their shoulders square, not over pursuing. They're setting an edge, they're getting some pursuit, and they're bringing guys down hard, which is good.
1st and 10 for the Cobblers, and a bit of jumping on the right side.
I like
false start.
I like the guys. They got some physical guys out there. I mean, but when you grow up with a name like Kowalczyk or something like that, what's the other guy? Schwabach, Metternich, or Metterchek. When you grow up with it, you better hit somebody.
Gabrezabar.
There you go.
1st and 15 now for the Cobblers. Michael Promis here alongside Dan Johnson and joined by John Fritsch, the Financial Benefits Company. Line shifting from right to left for the Cobblers. And again, Remmers and Weidman in the backfield. Here's the snap.
Nothing.
Dive up the middle. Yeah, nothing doing on that dive up the middle. And the defensive end for OG sweeping around that right side. I think that was Aiden Thomas throwing down the right tackle there as he tried to make the play.
Okay, 43. I can't pronounce his name. He was just in there. He's getting some reps. Playing.
Kadis Gabrezabar. Yep.
Well, I think you're going to see now OG is settling into their shifts, and after you see this and recognize it, you become more familiar with it, and you become, instead of thinking, you get to reaction mode, and that's when you start playing good D.
2nd and 15 now for Rapid, looking at a shotgun formation, long pass down the right sideline, jump ball, it's intercepted by OG.
Nice play. Stuckel.
No, that was
Bird.
Jacob Bird.
Oh, Jacob Bird.
On the long
son
pass.
of Tim.
You see him fly right in and get that?
Why isn't his number on our thing there?
It was Cole Miesma, by the way, or Miesma, excuse me, on the long pass down the right flat, and Jacob Bird.
24, I'm sorry.
Leaping contest at the 10-yard line.
But he read it all the way.
Yeah, he was in great position. Oh. You tell your corner to run step for step, watch the receiver, you pin his hip, and when he looks back, you look back, and it was just a picture book technique by Bird.
32 seconds to play in this half. Here's the snap to Schlimgen. He'll throw it over
go.
right side. It's going to be caught up at the 20-yard line. That was Canyon Bauer.
So we going to hurry up offense here?
Jacob Bird's dad, as a freshman at the University of South Dakota, led the North Central Conference in picks in 1986. He had 10 picks because we had such a great pass rush. We could rush with 4 and just drop it, and he did. And we were always ahead with Scott Jones at quarterback. So
1st and 10 for Schlimgen. Takes the snap, throws it over left side. He's hit as he throws it, goes into the turf, and the clock will stop. Knights looking at 2nd and 10, 14 seconds before a half. Do you think they go for it? Do you think they're just going to kind of wind it down, guys?
Well, I know with Steve, we'd be in the locker room already.
That's Keeter,
so,
right?
Coach Keeter.
In the other room there.
I beg pardon?
No, I'm kidding.
No, we'd have been in the locker room by now with 27 seconds left and a 27-0 lead. He'd tell him to start running the second half clock.
Schlimgen, the pitch over left side to Canyon Bauer. He's going to sweep around left side, has some room, finds a hole, one man to beat, breaks past him. Oh, wait, there's one more as he crosses the 50-yard line. He's going to be wrestled out of bounds about the 45-yard line. 5 seconds to play in this half, and the Knights are marching down the field. They're not going to end this half without at least trying to get some more points in the
Now I think you put it up.
Yes.
Here you are at the ball at the 40, what? 44.
Are you kidding me? Put it up with 5 seconds left in the half and a 27-0 lead? Gee
Why not?
whiz.
Why not?
Where are you guys from?
Knights
man?
take a timeout with 5 seconds left. Ball on the Rapid City Central 44-yard line, left hash. All right, what are they going to do?
Promise, we'd have been in the locker room. You guys have been sitting down, getting your pads off and getting some water, and we'd be drawing stuff up by now.
Right, but it's Jason Poppinga. And is he gonna go for a long pass down the field? Is he maybe a Canyon Bauer left corner?
I'm gonna say he'll throw a kind of a bubble screen to Canyon and let try and get him in some space and let him cut and slice, huck and buck.
The O'Gorman Marching Knights gathered at the west end zone. They're going to be putting on their little performance here at half with an extended halftime show as well. We'll also have Inside O'Gorman with our Knights halftime show, sponsored by your Knights of Columbus Insurance Field Agents, Jason Bellrichard and Heath Dickelman. And if you're watching on our video stream, actually, you definitely are, because that's the only place we're broadcasting right now. You can see the face of John Fritsch, who's joining us up here in the booth with the Financial Benefits Company. Does our keys to victory.
I'm a lot younger looking than that.
1st and 10. Schlimgen in shotgun, 2 receivers either side, 1 back. Here's the snap. He looks to pass, drops back, looking for the long ball. Hail Mary to Canyon Bauer. 10-yard line, jumps, gets it, but won't have enough time to make it to the end zone. The catch is good for about 34 yards.
Right.
That's where this half will end.
You owe me one.
You got it.
After one half of play, the O'Gorman Knights lead Rapid City Central 27-0. We'll step aside when we come back. Your Knights halftime show, sponsored by your Knights of Columbus Insurance Field Agents, Jason Bellrichard and Heath Dickelman, right here on Real Presence Radio.
Need repairs on gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors? Sioux Equipment Company can help. They serve Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company also offers services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment. Sioux Equipment Company at 605-334-1653 is a supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
Real Presence Live.
On the next program, host Father Craig Hochhalter will have a chance to talk with Bob Noel about his passion for helping to intentionally form disciples and how his new position at the Diocese of Crookston will help him do this. Then we know every life is a precious gift, but that doesn't mean parents don't struggle with this responsibility. So where are they to turn? Sarah Vetter of Catholic Charities of Southern Minnesota will share some resources, plus a chance to physically be in the presence of St. Padre Pio. We'll tell you more Tuesday morning, 9 to 11 Central.
Do you have daily pain and discomfort that includes headaches, neck and back pain, and arm and leg numbness? Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic provides gentle adjusting, x-ray evaluation, rehabilitation, and massage therapy to treat these symptoms. Hagan Chiropractic Clinic is located on 14th and Cliff, 6 blocks north of Avera Hospital.
Hi, this is Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic. Don't say ouch, call me at 361-OUCH.
Your family is depending on you. Your family is looking to you to make sure they're safe, protected, and taken care of. Knights of Columbus Insurance offers the protection they need, whether it's term life or whole life, long-term care insurance, disability income insurance, annuities, retirement planning, estate planning, or insurance analysis. Please call Jason Bell Richard at 605-305-0736 or Heath Dickelman at 605-351-7978. Knights of Columbus Insurance.
On Real Presence Radio, welcome to the Knights Halftime Show, sponsored by your Knights of Columbus field agents, Jason Bell Richard and Heath Dickelman. Now, with the Knights Halftime Show, here's Michael Promis and Dan Johnson. Welcome into the Knights Halftime Show, sponsored by your Knights of Columbus Insurance field agents, Jason Bell Richard and Heath Dickelman. At halftime at homecoming, the Knights lead Rapid City Central 27-0 here at McEnany Field, and I don't think you could have asked for a better start to this game for the O'Gorman Knights than what we're looking at right now, Mr. Johnson.
Oh, it's perfect home. The weather terrific tonight for a homecoming game, 27-0. You can't beat it. The crowd is, we got a packed house here on the Gorman side, decent crowd for the Cobbler side. Great atmosphere. Band's getting ready to perform, and you can't talk about a better half of football for the Knights.
Michael Promis here alongside Dan Johnson, also joined by John Fritsch with the Financial Benefits Company.
Let's talk about the cheerleaders.
Okay.
Now, you know, in a game like this, I'm just glad I see Kerrigan Davis. I see Megan Gusso, Katie Pals, Kate Trader. These are all wonderful representatives of Dakota Spirit. They're all Dakota Spirit cheerleaders, where they as young girls, and now I see them representing the Knights, and you can tell their motions are sharp and crisp, and their jumps are very high, and they just do the best. What do they call it? Figure eights, or anyway, their motions are very sharp, and you can tell they've had great training as young cheerleaders. So.
Absolutely. John Fritsch, of course, was the head cheerleading coach at USD, right? Or was that football?
Well, sometimes you couldn't tell the difference, but
yeah, something like
actually.
So, John, on that note, the Knights in the first half, we saw a lot of good things. It's really kind of been just an O'Gorman game. But what stood out to you in that first half?
I like the way the defense is adjusted to I used to call these offenses Daffy Duck offenses. Like when they'd have a center and two guards and everybody else way out on the opposite hash. Just something totally they're doing a good job of adjusting to it. I remember Yankton did that to us several years ago in Yankton, and they had a center, two guards, and then the tackle end. They basically had four guys way out on the hash on each side, and then three guys in the middle. And we didn't do a very good job. We lost the ball game, as a matter of fact. Now I think Yankton probably had better personnel. They had some of those guys who are, of course, the guy that's starting at South Dakota State. He was a wide receiver, and he's a tackle at South Dakota State. And they had Brady Hale. They had some good players, but you know, I am admiring the defense, the way they're adjusting to this Daffy Duck offense. And I think the coaches said, look, all they're doing is playing the unbalanced wing. They're just flipping from one side to the other. We still have an edge. We still have an off tackle, fill the off tackle, and linebackers, don't bury yourself. Just scrape and shuffle, and we'll be fine. And early on, they were giving up some plays, but I think now they're starting to adjust to it, and I think we're going to shut them down in the second half.
I think you're right. I think that's a big aspect of it, that defense, because this is a very unorthodox Rapid City Central offense. It's kind of, I don't even know what to call it, to be totally honest, because it's kind of a wildcat offense, but it's kind of like a single wing offense as well. So I'm just calling it wildcat for the sake of simplicity, but it's weird, and like you said, defense is doing a great job of responding.
And I think they'll even do better in the second half, because Coach Shannon, they've seen it and they've lined up against it, but he's in there X and O'ing it up. Now they're going to see it on the board, and I think he'll say, okay, when they flip over here, you got the off tackle, you got to close down the edge, backer, don't bury yourself, just take a slide step outside, keep your shoulders square, and then fill downhill on the ball. So, they're now talking through it, which is going to help them even more in the second half.
You're listening to the Knights Halftime Show, sponsored by your Knights of Columbus Insurance field agents, Jason Bell Richard and Heath Dickelman. We'll step aside when we come back. The newest edition of Inside O'Gorman. Brett Byler got to sit down with one of the O'Gorman Hall of Fame inductees, Jim Anderson, from the class of '99. He'll have that interview coming right up, right here on Real Presence Radio.
Jardine Construction is a general contractor of custom homes, remodeling, and commercial construction. Jardine Construction works in close cooperation with project owners and customers when developing a plan for a building or home. Jardine Construction has lots available in Sioux Falls, Hartford, and Humboldt. John can be reached at 605-231-0830 and Tom at 605-261-6174.
Financial Benefits Company helps individuals and small businesses prepare for retirement. Financial Benefits Company's philosophy is safe principal, positive return. You can reach John Fritsch at 605-334-8086 and on the web at fbcjf.com. Financial Benefits Company is a proud sponsor of Catholic Radio.
Your family is depending on you. Your family is looking to you to make sure they're safe, protected, and taken care of. Knights of Columbus Insurance offers the protection they need, whether it's term life or whole life, long-term care insurance, disability income insurance, annuities, retirement planning, estate planning, or an insurance analysis. Please call Jason Bell Richard at 605-305-0736 or Heath Dickelman at 605-351-7978. Knights of Columbus Insurance. We're excited to bring you the Shepherd's Voice and Ignition on Monday mornings from 7 to 8, plus 3 weekly editions of our regular local show, Real Presence Live, Tuesday through Thursday from 9 to 11 a.m. Hosted on rotation from Sioux Falls, Rapid City, Bismarck, Fargo, Duluth, Grand Forks, and Rochester. Plus, don't miss Rutten Radio with your favorite Rutten brothers on the first Wednesday of the month from 7 to 8 a.m. And on Sunday mornings at 8:30, you can hear Catholic Views. We hope that you'll tune in and enjoy these great programs on your Catholic radio station.
Welcome back to Inside O'Gorman, sponsored by the Sioux Falls Catholic Schools. I'm now honored to be joined by newly inducted Hall of Famer for the class of 2018 for Sioux Falls O'Gorman, Jim Anderson. And first off, I want to say congrats on a great honor for you getting inducted to O'Gorman Hall of Fame. And my first question is just talk about how you found out about being inducted into O'Gorman Hall of Fame and talk about your initial reaction to hearing that news.
Yeah, thanks, Brett. I appreciate it. I was called by Carol Nesbitt, the Sioux Falls Catholic Systems and Sioux Falls Catholic Schools alumni. I think it was sometime in the spring. She called and left a voicemail, and I really enjoy getting the OG reuniter every couple of 3 months or so, and I kind of was able to connect a few dots because I hadn't really talked with Carol a ton myself. Called her back and didn't know exactly what she was going to say, but she alerted me that I'd been nominated and picked to be in the Hall of Fame, so it was a terrific honor and certainly exciting news for me.
Jim, you were a 4-year letter winner at O'Gorman for golf as the sport you're getting inducted into, athletic excellence. What was it like representing O'Gorman and playing golf there in high school?
Oh, it was fantastic. Playing the sport of golf, you don't have an opportunity to play on a team very often. Normally it's an individual game, and when you get to play it as a team sport, it's fantastic. And I got to play for Coach Bill Crum and Coach Mike Begeman. I played a lot of sports when I was in elementary and middle school, team sports, basketball, football, things like that. And when I got to high school, golf became something I was more centered on. Consequently, boys golf was certainly something I enjoyed and wanted to do. It really was gratifying to have an opportunity to play with 4 or 5 other guys, travel with them, do all the things that teams get to do that makes the sport so much fun. It's one thing to compete, but a lot of times it's the time when you're practicing or traveling or having meals. That's what I really enjoyed with the opportunity to play high school golf.
And you graduated, Jim, in 1999 from Sioux Falls, O'Gorman. Do you have a memorable moment, if you can remember back that far, or a golf tournament while you're in O'Gorman in high school that you played at that still you can kind of look back on now with fond memories?
Yeah, I do. And my younger brother, Mark, he and I were so competitive growing up. And quite honestly, I think sometimes the competitiveness between us wasn't the healthiest as it goes with siblings, and he was really good. We had a great team my senior year. We ended up coming up a little bit short of winning the state championship. I had a senior teammate who was a really good player too, Rob Sage, and of course my brother who I mentioned, Mark. We played really well. Mark ended up being a tie for first. I think I finished 1 or 2 shots back. There was a playoff for him, and I think we ended up losing by, like I said, 1 or 2 shots, which was disappointing at the time. Thinking back and remembering our team competing at the state championship was awesome, because we hadn't finished that high, and it was certainly a very gratifying moment in some ways, and bittersweet because we wanted to win. Just the opportunity to travel, and Coach Wegman took us up there. Fairly certain we played that one in Watertown. The road trip up, a night in a hotel, which you don't get to do in high school golf as much. It was a fun week.
Jim, was there a teacher or a coach during your time at O'Gorman that really made an impact on your life?
Yeah, absolutely. There were so many. I mentioned Coach Begeman. He was a great coach for us, and Coach Crum as far as within the sport. Coach that I always admired and knew from a young age because of his connection with golf, and I was also a football player when I was in 7th and 8th grade, was Coach Rod Garrison Grizz, as we all know. Those are just a couple that pop out right off the top of my head as far as individuals who have helped me with what I do now. I honestly can say that I'm so thankful for the opportunity to go to the school and be pushed the way I was and learn the things I did, because it has shaped my life, and the disciplines I learned, the hard work it required, the community, the family. It's something I think about a lot. I'm definitely very fond of the memories I have being a student of O'Gorman.
Friday will be a busy day for you. The Mass in the morning, the Hall of Fame luncheon, and also at the football game where you're going to get recognized. What do you look most forward to about today, and what's going to be like for you to share the honor with the other inductees in this year's Hall of Fame class?
It's a phenomenal class to be a part of, and definitely an honor for me, and I'm looking forward to hearing them speak a little bit, hearing them share a little bit about their experiences. I've got certainly some thoughts and some appreciations I want to extend. It's really neat for me to have my wife and 2 girls here, because we don't make it back to Sioux Falls enough. The people that are probably the most responsible, or the people I need to be the most thankful to, are my parents. The commitment that they demonstrated to their family, to their kids, the sacrifices that they endured to put their children at education in a place where we found O'Gorman and got to become a part of that community. It's honestly something, like I said earlier, is something I'm forever indebted to, and to be inducted into something so special, the O'Gorman community, the Hall of Fame, in front of my parents, the people who put me in that position, is really going to be special for me and for them. So I know they're happy to have their grandchildren back, and certainly me too, and my wife, to get to celebrate that all together and kind of express my gratitude to O'Gorman is really what it's all about for me this weekend.
Thank you so much, Jim, for your time today. I really appreciate it, and congratulations again on being inducted into the Hall of Fame class for Sioux Falls O'Gorman for 2018.
Thank you, Brett. I really appreciate it, and go Knights.
That was Brett Byler again with Hall of Fame inductee Jim Anderson for excellence in athletics, the class of 1999, and this has been the newest edition of Inside O'Gorman, brought to you by the Sioux Falls Catholic Schools. Their 6 elementary schools, junior high and high school, exemplify gospel values, strong student achievement, and community service. Each and every school is dedicated to the mission of forming a community of faith and learning by promoting a Catholic way of life through gospel values and academic excellence. And while we have a chance, we should give a mention to all of the Hall of Fame inductees this year. Jay Benz from the class of 1978, Megan Roche, from the class of 2002, Dr. Michael Ford from the class of 1974, Greg Lefoyette, I probably pronounced that wrong, from the class from the class of 1965, Jamie Schmuck-Hafner from the class of 1995, Hal Wick from 1962, and Tom Slattery from the class of 1983. So congratulations to all of those Hall of Fame inductees.
And Jane was here. We lost Hal this past year. Yeah. And Jane here, his wife was here to get his award. So.
Yep, Hal was a great guy, Christ the King guy, and we wish all the best to Jay Benz also as he confronts some real health challenges. And La Follette, well, he's another accountant, which I have the good fortune to work. Some of my clients utilize his services and Slattery, of course, was on the great team with Scott Jones and those guys. For some reason, he became a jackrabbit, and he had to watch the Coyotes play in the semifinals, D2 one year, and the finals the next. But it served him right for heading north on 29 instead of south. So
and still holds the discus record at O'Gorman.
Oh yes. But he was a great player and a tough competitor, and was friends with Galinsky and McFarland, and they'd beat the heck out of each other, and then it was a great competition. Then they'd be buddies in the off season. So
you're listening to the Knights halftime show, sponsored by your Knights of Columbus Insurance field agents, Jason Bell, Richard, and Heath Dickelman. We'll step aside when we come back. Some final thoughts as we head into the second half as the Knights lead Rapid City Central 27-0 at half. This is O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
Your family is depending on you. Your family is looking to you to make sure they're safe, protected, and taken care of. Knights of Columbus Insurance offers the protection they need, whether it's term life or whole life, long-term care insurance, disability income insurance, annuities, retirement planning, estate planning, or insurance analysis. Please call Jason Bell Richard at 605-305-0736 or Heath Dickelman at 605-351-7978. Knights of Columbus Insurance.
Financial Benefits Company helps individuals and small businesses prepare for retirement. Financial Benefits Company's philosophy is safe principal, positive return. You can reach John Fritsch at 605-334-8086 and on the web at fbcjf.com. Financial Benefits Company is a proud sponsor of Catholic Radio.
When you look to the future, is the road there inevitable? It's not. That's why O'Gorman education matters. It's where you'll grow in your faith, be challenged, celebrate, and become part of a community. These are the moments that will shape your life. This is where your path will unfold. What are you waiting for? You belong in blue.
Community. It's at the heart of everything we do at First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. From supporting area athletics to funding millions of dollars in academic scholarships, we continually seek new ways to improve and strengthen communities we serve. At the heart of these communities are people, our customers, and our employees. We work hard to ensure our customers are successful and our communities thrive. It's the Premier way. It's what community banking is all about. First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. Locally grown, nationally known.
Welcome back into the Knights halftime show, sponsored by your Knights of Columbus Insurance field agents, Jason Bell, Richard, and Heath Dickelman. At half, the Knights lead Rapid City Central 27-0. And as we get ready for this second half of play, let's get a little perspective. Dan, John, Coach, sir, I still can't remember what I'm supposed to call you. Fritsch.
Just don't call me late for dinner.
Yes, sir. What do the Knights need to focus on then if they want to maintain this this healthy lead they have against Rapid City Central and ultimately come away with the win?
Well, basics, just technique, execution. The only thing you worry about in a game like this is sloppy. Guys kind of thinking the game's over and making some things that they wouldn't normally do. I had an assistant at USD, and I would always love it because at times we'd be up, and his name was Dave Cheeseborough, and he'd get everybody in their face and go, we're down 14-0 or 0-0. You got to play like it, and he'd try and get everybody in the mode that you got to play like it's a brand new ball game. And to me, the Knights, you really don't worry about the game as much you worry about playing a great second half. Just come out there like it's 0-0, make your mind up, you're going to have a great second half, and everything will work out fine.
The one thing about the first 4 games of the year, the third quarter has never been our quarter. The first 4 games.
I agree with you, and I think this is a great chance to improve on that.
That's what I'm getting at. Here we are at home, 27-0. It's like here's the time for us to. This is the time we're going to get the ball though. That's a bit So,
and we will see what happens. Yeah, like you mentioned, Dan, the Knights will start
this half with the ball, already leading by about 4 touchdowns and 3 PATs. And I'm assuming we're probably going to see those backups right off the bat. That's how Jason Papia ended the second quarter of play. They did rather well. I think we're probably going to see a whole lot of the same, so it'll be interesting to see what some of these younger guys can do against a varsity squad.
I don't know about that. I would not be surprised if he comes out with the ones for 1 or 2 series. Like I say, I don't know that much about what Coach Popic is thinking, but Steve used to do that. If we were ahead, we'd play the ones in 1 or 2 series, and then give everybody a chance to get some good reps.
So especially if we go down and score, then I could see that happening. But again, you're seeing a lot of the defense, 1 or 2 guys, they're getting a breather, letting the guys get a rest. So they are bringing some subs in on both sides. So,
yes, no doubt.
So he's keeping everybody fresh, and he's keeping everybody into the game. That's what I like about it. You're seeing 1 or 2 different players on each series and stuff.
Well, he does have a different philosophy than Steve, because we tended, with Steve, he wanted to. You could have 14, 15 guys playing the whole game. A lot of guys playing both ways, and this gets a lot of guys involved and a lot of guys interested. And I think it helps your numbers. And I really believe in high school football, numbers is strength.
And who is that you're talking about?
Coach Keeter.
Both teams are on the field, and this has been your Knights halftime show, sponsored by your Knights of Columbus Insurance Field Agents, Jason Bell-Richard and Heath Dickelman. We're getting ready to start the third quarter here. Homecoming here at McEnany Field. The O'Gorman Knights leading Rapid City Central 27-0. The Cobblers getting ready to kick it off to OG. That's number 6, Tate Remmers, the kicker. And back to return for the Knights. It looks like we have a Bird and a Hackman in for OG to return.
Well, I tell you what. I'm going to let you guys take it over. I'll be signing off here because I know my agent's going to want a bigger cut of this if I go in the second half.
And we can't afford that.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Go Knights.
Coach, we appreciate it. It's a squib kick by Rapid City Central.
That was planned. They wanted to keep us off guard.
Oh, yes.
They wanted
move.
Good move by them, but it didn't work.
The Knights did recover at the 27-yard line, so not bad field position to start this third quarter.
I love your keys to victory. Don't change that at all. I mean, I like that returnable 6-pack.
And if more than 3 people would listen to it, I'd be very gratified. So,
well, John, we appreciate you.
We'll see y'all. And I had 5 children graduate from O'Gorman. And it's the best money I could ever spend. And I'm just very proud and very grateful. Now I got a grandson. I'm looking forward to getting him going. And it's great being a grandpa. Let me tell you, I get out of a lot of honeydew jobs. My wife will be, I got to go do this with Everett. Or if I'll be taking a nap, and my wife would never let me nap. And now I just point to the baby. Well, don't wake up the baby. So being a grandpa is great. You get all kinds of privileges you never knew existed. So go Knights.
Good man. John Fritz, the Financial Benefits Company. John, thank you very much for your sponsorship and your time this evening. On that first play for OG, Tegan Schlimgen in for the Knights. Throws it over the head of Canning Bauer on the left side. Now a handoff to Tate Wishart up the middle on 2nd and 10. Ball in the middle of the field on the 47. Wishart will carry it forward for a gain of about 2.
Hey, we got a second. There's another game going on right now here in Sioux Falls. It's the Watertown Arrows number 5. Playing number 4 Lincoln at Howard Wood, and Watertown Arrows up 7-3 at half.
Wow!
Up to Howard Wood, so 5 and number 4 up there. So good game at Howard Wood tonight.
We'll get you some scores as they come in. Of course, the early game, not a whole lot there to talk about. 3rd and 8 now for OG on their own 49. Here's the snap. It's low. Schlimgen recovers, though. Pump fakes left. Fires it down the left sideline. Looking for Bird. He's got it at the 30-yard line. Jukes and jives, passes the defender. Dives forward for a gain of 5 more. That'll be a nice, healthy gain there for the junior.
That receiver covering him, he fell for that. Did not see that at all. And Bird wide open. I love the pump fake.
Gain of 26, and you're right. Tegan Schlimgen, a very good pump fake. I don't know if he meant to, maybe go for that receiver, but you could just see the defensive backs suck to the left a little bit, which opened up Bird quite a bit to make that play.
They bit hard.
1st and 10 now for the Knights on the Rapid City 25-yard line left hash. Schlimgen shotgun spread receivers, takes the handoff, dumps it over right side, in and out of the hands of his receiver. They're going to call that a catch. And excuse me, I missed the number. That looks like that's number 18, Garen Wilcox. In for the first time and his first catch of the season. Gives the Knights a first down.
But he was bobbling that. I thought he dropped it
for a second.
He did. But he caught it and bobbled it and gained about another 3-4 yards. So
1st and goal for OG on the Rapid City 8. 10:28 left in this third quarter. Knights leading 27-0. Schlemgen in shotgun, 2 receivers either side, 1 back. Here's the handoff. Fake handoff. Schlemgen takes a hard hit at the 10-yard line. Kind of a back-to-back kind of hit. They almost hit helmets. But that will be a loss of 1 on the QB keeper. 2nd and goal from the 9 now.
But did you see them grab Tate? I mean, that was a great fake. Schlemgen, this is good. He needs to get some reps like Coach talked about. He needs to build up his confidence. And ball on the 9-yard line.
Knights from the right hash now. Schlemgen shotgun, 1 back, 2 receivers either side. A very similar formation to what we've seen for a majority of the game actually from OG. Schlemgen takes the snap, looks to pass, looking right, now in the middle, dumps it over top to Wishart. He catches it, dives in the end zone, and touchdown O'Gorman. Tate Wishart, 2 rushing touchdowns, now passing.
Now, Tate nobody was with him. He's just snuck right out of the backfield, just walked right out there and turned around and said, throw me the ball. The linebacker did not follow him whatsoever.
Well, we have a chance then. Let's throw it down to the sideline. Mr. Alex High, who just shot me a text message saying that something is up with one of the field goal posts.
Yeah, I got back to the sidelines after halftime, and Joe Koonsman, assistant coach of the freshman team, pointed at the left field goal and said that a band prop hit it, and it is quite crooked. So it'll be interesting to see what the refs do with that. Will Gorman get a penalty? I don't even know what you do in a situation like that. The other thing is they could just end up kicking everything on the other field goal. It'd be interesting to see what happens if and when a field goal is kicked on that side of the field.
Alex, I saw that.
Dan and Michael.
I saw that earlier, and I didn't know if I was standing crooked or what up here, but you can see that. Wow.
Look at that.
I'm sure that'll be a penalty against us.
I think so. The timeout on the field before the PAT, but here is Pavelko to tack it on. Here's the place and the kick. It's up. That looks to be good. 34-0, the O'Gorman Knights lead Rapid City Central. 9:35 to play in this 3rd quarter. We'll step aside. This is O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
Hi, this is Mark Kinzemius. In 1987, Bishop Paul Dudley and a group of business leaders started the Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota to help raise, manage, and distribute God's gifts as determined by donors' intent. 28 years later, we continue to grow their vision and legacy of faith. Many choose the Catholic Community Foundation for the charitable giving because of our commitment to Catholic, moral, and social values. Learn more about how you can leave a legacy of faith through the Catholic Community Foundation at 605-988-3788 or visit cfesd.org.
Crossroads Book and Music is a local source for Catholic gifts and supplies. From rosaries and medals to books and Bibles, Crossroads is here with materials to help individuals in their walk with Christ. Crossroads also features a large line of personalized gifts that are great for weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, or any special occasion. Crossroads is located at 41st and Grange next to Camille's. Crossroads, books, gifts, music.
Another touchdown for OG means another kickoff to Rapid City Central. Pavelko sends this one away. It's going to be picked up about the 15-yard line. Some fancy dancing here coming from Rapid City Central from Tyler Liebig. He's able to bring it all the way up to the 24-ish yard line, and that's where Rapid City Central will go back to work. The Knights lead 34-0, 9:15 to play in this 3rd quarter. And Dan, the Knights brought out the some of the backups, some of the starters as well, marched down the field for a nice touchdown to start off the second half of play. It'll be interesting to see how Rapid City responds here now offensively.
Rapid City, they're going to have to pull their hat out of the trick here. Hat out of the bag, hand it. They gotta go for something. They have to get something going here.
So, like we saw in that first half, Central shifting the left side of their line except the left tackle from left to right. Here's the direct snap to Weidman in the Wildcat formation. This time he's got room over on the right side. Breaks past that first down marker up to the 38-yard line, and that's where he's going to be brought down by the O'Gorman Knights. Good gain there and a good way to start this offensive possession here in the second half. Rapid City Central struggled, especially early on in this game. Couldn't really get anything going. A lot of missed cues, some mental mistakes, a fumble that was later recovered by Central, but not until it went back to the Central 13-yard line, which led to the Knights' first touchdown. But they're starting to develop. They finally got into Knights territory. They're moving down the field. We'll see what they do here in this 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 now. Here's that shift from left to right. Weidman and Remmers in the backfield.
Here's the snap. It goes to Remmers this time. Looking up the middle, following his lead blocker, is able to break past the 45-yard line and pick up about 8 yards there.
No, they're going to change their offense a little bit because, again, with the defense, like Coach was talking about how they got the X's and O's, now everybody understands a little bit more, but they're going to have to shake it up here. And they got their first down, now they're second short, so they did a little changing. Again, it's a third quarter for the Knights. That's another scenario.
So 2nd and 2. Ball on the 49-yard line toward the right hash for the Cobblers. Players clumped up on the right side. Here's Remmers and Weidman in the backfield. No shift this time. Direct snap to Weidman. He dives right of the right guard. That should be enough for a Cobbler first down. Gain of about 3. And now in OG territory.
But they're getting 4 yards here, 5 yards here, 3 yards there. They really haven't broke anything at all tonight. What's the biggest? They had one 15, 20-yard play. That was it. But they haven't really busted anything at all here.
7:30 to play in this third quarter. Knights lead 34-0. And Cobblers in OG territory at the 49-yard line, right hash. Players stacked to the right, now shifted to the left. Remmers and Weidman switch places in the backfield. Here's the snap. It goes to Remmers. Looking up the middle. Dives. Good blocking from the offensive line there. Remmer brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. That'll be a nice gain of about 9 yards. And credit where credit's due, Dan.
Yep.
This Rapid City Central offensive line is just killing it.
Right now. So they like you said, they made some adjustments. They figured out what they need to do. It's see what goes here. What Shannon Popiker wants to do here in defense.
Ball in the middle field, spotted at the Knights' 40-yard line. Rapid City Central stacked up on the left side of the line with the receiver in tight. Remmers and Weidman in the backfield. Now here's that switch from left to right. Weidman and Remmers switch as well. Knights playing it tight. Remmers gets the snap, dives up the middle, but the Knights are there to respond. It'll maybe be a gain of a half a foot or so. Should bring up 3rd down and 1 for the Cobblers.
Peters, 58, was right in there for the tackle for the loss.
And I'd like to welcome all of our listeners on 94.5 FM tuning in after the live drive. The O'Gorman Knights lead Rapid City Central 34-0, 6:10 to play in the third quarter of the homecoming game here at McEnany Field. I'm Michael Promis alongside Dan Johnson, Alex High on the sideline, and Brett Byler, our producer, up here in the booth. Rapid City Central liking to shift their line around as they are right now, stacking everybody up on the right side, moving everybody except the left guard to the left side. 2 men in the backfield on a Wildcat-type offense. Remmers gets the direct snap, dives up the middle. This time he'll pick up about 5 yards up to the O'Gorman Knights 35-yard line, left hash.
There's like Noah Reeves there when the linebacker at the end. I love it how these guys are playing tight. They're a little bit tighter on them, but again, they're going to do a trick play here. You watch. They're running left, and all of a sudden they go right, and then all of a sudden they're going to reverse it and come back around and pass, and they're going to go deep. They're going to sneak out that wide receiver and cut across. It's going to happen.
So Central with a fresh set of downs, stacking everybody up on the left side. Remmers and Weidman in the shotgun. Remmers takes the snap, dives up left side. He's hit hard up the middle, and that was number 11, Noah Reeves, on the right end with the hard hit, bringing down the tailback, Remmers, after a gain of about 2. Bring up 2nd down and 8.
And I know we've done this before, but Noah Reeves, he's a 17-year-old senior. His favorite food is pasta. He wants to go to college and get a degree as his aspirations life after high school. And he gives a shout-out to Keller Reeves in Utah. Hope you're listening and watching on YouTube. And Noah's doing a fantastic job on defense tonight.
4:51 to play now in the third quarter. Knights leading 34-0. Central with that shift from left to right. Again, that's everybody except the left guard, including the wide receivers. Packed in nice and tight. Here's the direct snap to Weidman, but he hands it off, sweeps around the left side off the reverse. That was number 85, Liam Porter, on the carry, and he'll maybe pick up a few yards. Yeah, no, they're actually going to say that's a gain of about 5 this time.
But Jacob Schwab was right there. Didn't fool anybody. So the defensive line's getting a workout. Even though you're up 35-0, this defense is playing solid football.
Ball officially spotted on the 29, makes it 3rd and 4 for the Cobblers. Stacked up on the right side, now shifting over to the left side. The Knights defense responds, shifting some guys around and sliding down the line. Here's the snap to Remmers. He'll dive up the left side after he runs into the back of one of his blockers. He'll pick up maybe a yard, bring up 4th down and a few.
Well, I think he's got to go for it here.
Yeah, on the Knights 28. I mean, you're down by about 5 touchdowns with, 3/4 of a quarter gone.
You got to catch a break somewhere, and so they're going to have to go for it.
So 4th and 3 officially from the Knights' 28 left hash. Remmers and Weidman talking a little bit in the backfield. Line stacked up on the left. Shifts right. Weidman and Remmers switch places. Here's the snap. It goes to Weidman directly. Moves around the right side. Dives up the right hip of the right guard. And yes, that'll be good enough for a Rapid City Central first down.
Just made it by about a half a yard. He knew where the line was.
That Jeremy Weidman, we talked about him earlier, 5'7", 150-pound junior. Not a big dude, but he is quick and a smart runner as well. I mean, again, credit where credit's due. Weidman and Remmers are so good at following their lead blockers on the offensive line, and those blockers are doing a great job. It's really the only reason why this run is working at all for Rapid City.
Correct. Absolutely.
First and 10 on the OG 25 left hash. Here's the shift from left to right. The Knights respond. Here's the snap. It goes to Weidman. He dives up the middle with Remmers as his lead blocker. Be brought down and kind of stood up by about 4 Knights. Gain of about 3.
Who got in there? Was it Kunkel?
Yeah, I saw John Kunkel in there. I saw a few others.
Qualzik got in there.
The Knights bringing in some players you might not have heard of so far this year. Some backups that are doing a great job, frankly. 2nd and 8 now for Rapid City.
Qualzik, he's a good football player. Heads up, he knows where the ball's at on the field all the time.
Rapid City stacked up to the left. They'll stay put. Weidman gets the snap. He hands it off, though, on the reverse to Aaron Iverson as he rolls around right side. He'll pick up about 3 yards on the reverse and the carry. Bring up 3rd down and 5. Schwabach with the tackle.
And there was George of the Jungle. He was out there. He stayed home, and that's on that reverse, and he read it all the way.
We had John Fritsch on earlier, and we should have asked him where he came up with that. I mean, of course, we know George of the Jungle, the fictional character, but how does that relate?
Well, he knows the family.
So there we go. There we go. 3rd and 5 then for the Cobblers on the Knights' 20-yard line right hash. Remmers and Weidman in shotgun. Here's the snap. A reverse again. No, a fake reverse. Sweeping over to the left side is Weidman. Breaks 1 tackle, but he's going to be brought down, but not after crossing the 15-yard line. That was Alex Kowalczyk on the coverage. We're just singing his praises, Dan. Yep. That'll be enough, though, for a Rapid City Central first down. 1st and 10 from the Knights' 15-yard line.
And they're taking just about the whole quarter here. We got less than a minute to go in the 3rd, and they're driving this ball, running that clock all the way down.
And the Knights only had the ball for about a minute 56, I think.
So they've had the ball about 10 minutes.
1st and 10, 30 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Knights lead 34-0. Here's the shift from right to left. Weidman and Remmers switch places. On the short side, here's the snap. It goes to Weidman. Sweeps around left side, looking for a gap. He's going to be forced out of bounds, though, but not after a gain of a couple yards. That'll stop the clock at 17 seconds as well. I'm trying to kind of figure out the game that Rapid City Central's playing, Dan. I mean, they're down by a lot. They're trying to get their first touchdown, but they're really taking a lot of time. I guess I'm just surprised they're not, airing it out a little bit more because we know they can pass.
I thought they'd be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at earlier. And that tackle was made by Cade McCusick. So he is a 16-year-old junior. Favorite fruit is burgers and aspirations. He wants to own his own business after high school. And his grandpa Bob from Parker, South Dakota, he's giving a shout out to him. So
spotted it back just a bit. 2nd and 9. No shift this time. Weidman gets the snap, looking to pass, fires it to the end zone, but over the head of his intended receiver, looking for Aaron Iverson, couldn't quite connect.
No, that was a good heads-up play there. They did that same thing against the Sturgis game. I saw that same play.
And we actually saw that same play in the 2nd quarter, just the opposite side. And that time Weidman couldn't really make the pass. He was just off-center, and maybe his gloves were sticky. I don't really know.
But he had pressure on him, though. That's the other thing, too.
So 12 seconds to play now. Working a little more clock management here as we attempt to wrap up this 3rd quarter. Ball in the 13 It's the OG 13 left hash.
Third down.
Rapid City stacked up right side, shifting left. Here's the snap. It goes to Remmers. Looking for a hole, dives forward, and he maybe will gain a yard on that carry if he is lucky.
Okay, 4th and long.
Looking at like a 4th and 9 situation here.
13-yard line.
And that will end the third quarter. After 3, the O'Gorman Knights lead Rapid City Central 34-0 here at at McEnany Field on homecoming. We'll step aside. This is O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
Morgan Stanley values long-term relationships with its clients. I'm Thad Barnes, financial advisor with the Barnes DeMore Group of Morgan Stanley's Sioux Falls office. Andy DeMore and myself know that building relationships begin with getting to know each client. We can create personal investment strategies to help meet retirement, education, and other financial needs.
Thad and Andy can be reached at 338-6500. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC.
Aaron's in Sioux Falls is a lease-to-own retailer of furniture, electronics, and appliances. Aaron's offers payments that include 12, 18, and 24-month plans, and Aaron's same-as cash option. They provide delivery and setup with a lease-to-own agreement, and product service and repair are also included. You can visit the Sioux Falls Aaron's store or call 988-9999. And you can also shop online at aarons.com to experience the Aaron's difference. Own it.
Start of the fourth quarter here at McEnany Field. The O'Gorman Knights leading Rapid City Central 34-0 on homecoming. Rapid City Central moving from my left to my right. And a 4th and 9 situation on the Knights' 13-yard line. Here's the snap, dive up the middle, but that is not going to be enough for the first down. And as Rapid City trying to put up their first points of the game, they cannot do so and turn things back over to the Knights.
Okay, I don't understand that call. I'm sorry.
That was Tate Remmers on the dive up the middle. I'm surprised they didn't try to do a reverse or a pass. We've seen them have success with both of those.
Open up the window and go to the flat out there.
Yeah.
Go to the corner of the end zone. They're on the left hash. Let's go right. You got the whole right side of the field wide open.
Right.
Try for something. A penalty. You know, you gotta. But again, that's why I'm not coaching.
There we go. That's why you're up here stuck with me, right, Dan?
Yeah.
And we have a lot of fun.
I enjoy this.
So 1st and 10 for OG on their own 12-yard line right hash. Tegan Schlimgen in for OG, looking at trips left. And who's that in the backfield? Looks like a number 7, Jacob Schwab. Here's the snap. Fake to Schwab. Schlimgen, pass over right side in the hands of Jones. He's hit by 3 players, turned around and dropped at the 20-yard line. A gain of about 7 yards.
Okay, who do we got in there for the Knights? Okay, Sorensen's still in there. We got at 67, Parker Pollock's in there.
Also have a Drew Krause in there at wide receiver. We have Garen Wilcox in at wide receiver as well. Schlimgen in shotgun, trips left again. He's going to fake the handoff, keep it himself. Schlimgen around the left side. Plenty of grass at the 40, crossing the 50, being chased down from behind, but not before he moves into Rapid City Central territory and is pushed out of bounds at their 38-yard line.
You see Norton running along the side with him? Like, come on, boy, go, go, go.
You love to see that kind of camaraderie between the two quarterbacks, and the quarterbacks really struggled at the beginning of the season, couldn't quite figure out who was going to be that starting quarterback, but they've really developed, and you love to see that kind of sportsmanship.
Okay, who's in there now? Let's get some of these guys' numbers if I can read them.
1st and 10 for OG again, ball on the Rapid City Central 38 left hash. Trips right, this time for Schlimgen, one back at Schwab. Here's the fake handoff, kicks it over right wing into the hands of Wilcox. Wilcox getting knocked down at the knee over on the 35-yard line. He took a hard hit, but he's doing okay after picking up a gain of about 4.
Eddie Millard's in for the Knights.
That's a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Knights.
2nd and 6 for OG now.
So, yeah, we're gonna see a lot of the bench now, and I like how. I'm not sure he's got a backup snapper, but Sorensen's got to be getting tired.
Ball in the Rapid City 34.
Two receivers either side. Here's the handoff to Schwab up the middle. Didn't quite have the velocity crossing that line of scrimmage. He'll be knocked back for a loss of about 1. 3rd down and 7 for the Knights.
73, Jacob Doden in for the Knights. Schlimgen needs this.
Clock ticks past 10 minutes here in the 4th quarter at McEnany Field. 3rd down and 7. Ball in the Rapid City 35, right hash. Schlimgen in shotgun. Schwab to his left. Trips left as well with one receiver to his right. Schlimgen takes the snap. Fakes the handoff to Schwab. Tucks it. Keeps himself. Moves left side. He's knocked up into the air and then down to the ground, but not after crossing the 30-yard line. He'll be about a yard shy of that 1st down. Knights will be looking at 4th and 1. I could imagine, Dan, they're going to go for it on the Rapid City 28.
Oh, definitely. Hey, look up. Look up for a second. Nothing. You believe that?
No clouds.
Yeah, when we had the start of the game, it was partly cloudy. Alex gave the great forecast, and all of a sudden it's like clear sky. Gorgeous. Gorgeous night here in Sioux Falls. We haven't had this for, what, a week?
We were debating on building an ark yesterday at my house, Dan, and I don't know about you, but we almost did it. And thank you to the Lord we didn't have to do that, and it's a beautiful day. Quite the turnaround. 4th and 1. Here's the fake handoff. Schlimgen keeps himself, picks up the 1st down, and then some. Brings that all the way up to about the 22-ish yard line, and a Knights 1st down.
Great penetration work by the offensive line there. They just took off. They blocked out, took their blockers down and forced down, and then Schlimgen to pick up the 1st down. Great execution. That was behind 57, Parker Pollock there.
And I love the speed I saw from Schlimgen there. He didn't have an ounce of hesitation, and that's what he needs to do. If he's going to commit hard. Here's the swing pass over left side to Pavelko. He's going to move upfield, up the flats. Pass that he lost the ball on the ground. Are they going to mark him down, though? Nope, they're going to say a completed pass at the 20-yard line, a fumble by Pavelko before he hit the turf, and turned over to Rapid City Central.
First turnover for the Knights.
There you go, their first turnover of the game, and I tell you what, if it's 8-14 in the 4th quarter, if that's your first turnover, it's not a bad game.
Nope.
34-0, Knights leading Rapid City as they get ready for the next offensive drive. By the way, coming up after the game, we'll have our Knights Locker Room show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic. We'll break down everything we saw in this game. We'll hear from O'Gorman head coach Jason Poppia, and we'll get you ready for next week's game against Roosevelt.
Oh, number 1, Rosie.
Should be a good game indeed. 1st and 10 for Rapid City Central back on their own 21-yard line. Dropping back the pass from the shotgun formation is number 8, Cole Miesma. Long pass downfield was almost picked up by Rapid City Central, but not able to pull it in. I believe that was number 34, Jeremy Weidman.
But 19, Drew Krause. I'll tell you what, great defense by him, and he's a backup coming in.
And some good sportsmanship as Krause tried to help up Weidman, who's now limping off the field. He took some time. He's coming over to the sideline asking for a sub. That would be a big loss. Weidman, the leading rusher so far for Rapid City Central. Kind of a key player.
I don't have a sheet on Krause.
It's like a timeout on the field.
Oh, no?
No, maybe not. Bit of confusion here on the field. There's the whistle. The Knights make their way back onto the field after coming to the sideline. Rapid City Central's kind of taking their time.
Ingalls looks over and says, "What are you doing?"
Enough men are on the field for either team, so not sure what's going on there. But regardless, 2nd and 10 for Rapid City Central and the Knights 21, right hash. Here's Remmers in shotgun. Here's the snap. Turns around, fakes the handoff, tries to dump it over top, gets it away just as he's about to be sacked. A good heads-up play by Tate Remmers.
I like that. I like how he faked it, turned around, and dumped it over. But, excuse me, the guy wasn't there. But, I mean, good play calling there, Rapid City on that. I mean, I like to see little trick plays like that.
Yeah, and I think that if they can crisply run some of those plays, they could be so destructive. Yeah. But there's just not that cadence, that right kind of what do I even want to say? It's just not a crisp offense yet.
They're not in sync.
They're not in sync. They just don't have a certain cohesiveness that the Knights have, and some of the top teams in South Dakota. But they could be there.
So we got Matichek in for the Knights defense. I'm just trying to get the numbers.
3rd and 10 for Rapid City Central, and a shotgun look for the Cobblers.
Here's the snap to Remmers. He's going to sweep around left side on the option, keeps it himself. He'll bring it up to the 25-yard line and be down. It'll be a gain of about 4 yards on the QB keeper.
Webbins in there. Makuska.
It's like Caden Hackman's in as well. 4th down and 6 now for the Knights, leading Rapid City Central 34-0. Clock ticking past 7:40 in this 4th quarter. And the Cobblers on to kick. Punt, excuse me. Here's the difference. Rasby with the punt. 2 men back to return for the Knights. It's going to be Hackman. He's going to have a lead blocker in Pavelko. Hackman moves past one blocker, a couple more, takes a few hard hits, and he's going to be down in Cobbler territory. Should be about the 48, 49-yard line. Hackman took some pretty good hits and not a very big guy, and that much is definitely obvious when you compare him to the rest of the players out there. But a 5'10", 145-pound junior, but proving to be a great backup asset. You know, it's like when all else fails, throw in Hackman. He's going to make a play for you.
He's a good athlete.
He's just going to. Up 1st and 10 for the Knights.
Spreads it wide here.
In the middle of the field. 2 receivers either side. Schlimgen in shotgun, 1 back at Schwab. Schlimgen takes the snap. It's low. He recovers. Looking to pass. Fires it over top. It is caught by Logan Jones, and he's going to be down to about the 35, 36-yard line. Just a quick little grab and fall. Marches the ball down the field for a fresh set of downs for the Knights.
And looked like he was double teamed.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You got Bo Beavers in now, 25 for the Knights. Playing wide receiver.
From the Cobblers 35 in the middle of the field. Schlimgen shotgun, Schwab in the backfield. 2 receivers either side. Here's the snap. And Schlimgen loses it, but Schwab is right there to fall on the ball. That was close.
That makes me nervous. Oh.
A good heads-up play, though, by Jacob Schwab. It would have been an easy turnover if he wasn't there. Johnny on the spot to hop on that ball. Did lose 1 yard, though.
That's one thing you need to know where the ball's at on the field at all times.
Yes. 2nd and 11 then for OG. Rapid City 36, middle of the field. Clock at 6:30 in the 4th quarter. Trips left this time. Schlimgen still shotgun. Schwab in the backfield. 1 receiver to the right. Here's the snap. Fake handoff. Pass over left side in the hands of Wilcox. He'll move up the field. Powers forward past the 30-yard line. Just barely. And they're going to spot it at the 29-yard line. Bring up 3rd down and about 4 for the Knights.
Clock's running. Just coming up on 6 minutes left in the ball game here at the MAC. Homecoming for Gorman High School.
We were talking about this off air between quarters, Dan, but I don't think the Knights have allowed a team to hold the ball for more consecutive amount of time than we saw in the 3rd quarter, where Rapid City Central held it for 10, 11, 12 minutes somewhere in there.
Correct.
Between quarters. Schlimgen, quick little pass over left side, looking for Harrison Heeners. But Schlimgen's hit on the throw. Heeners wasn't there to pick it up. Falls incomplete. Knights looking at 4th down and 4.
Huners went out there, and he didn't turn around. I think if he'd have just turned around at the right time, you know.
It's almost like he wasn't expecting to get the ball.
Yeah, that's what happens. You know, these guys don't, JV a little bit. They play on Monday, Tuesday nights a little bit, but that's where they're not in sync.
So the Knights are going to go for it on the Rapid City Central 29-yard line. Left hash trips right. Schlimgen shotgun. Fakes the handoff to Schwab. Dumps it over top. This time it's caught by Drew Krause. He's got the 1st down and then some. Krause up to the 15-yard line and a Knights 1st down.
He was wide open. He just came right out there. How you open the window, and he was all there all by himself.
Drew Krause, a 5'10", 155-pound junior, getting a 2nd catch of the game. Bring up 1st down and 10 for OG. Ball on the Rapid City Central 15-yard line in the middle of the field.
And we just told he goes by Harry.
Harry?
Okay.
Excuse me.
They call him Harry.
Here's the snap to Schlimgen. Pass over right side. This one's caught as well into the hands of Harrison Heeners. Or Harry, excuse me.
Well, we got bowling ball, we got Harry, we got the house.
All kinds of nicknames this year, don't we?
Yeah.
You know you're big time on local Catholic sports radio when you start coming up with nicknames for like half the team.
Yeah.
We're getting there, Dan.
A couple more years, we'll,
5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Knights lead 34-0. 2nd and 3 situation from the Rapid City 8-yard line, right hash. Spread receivers for OG. Schlimgen takes the snap, keeps it himself, moves left side. He's thrown down to the turf hard, though. Maybe pick up a yard or two, if that.
I don't think they give him anything.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Maybe just a little bit. We'll say 3rd down and 2, actually.
I think he lost. I looked at the line marker over there, the down marker, looks like they took it back just a touch.
By the way, we did talk about and heavily address the crooked goalpost on the east side of the field. Did hear from Alex High on the sideline. They took a rope, actually, and pulled it back over. Never seen anything like that.
Uh-oh.
Hey, it works.
Yep.
3rd down and 2 indeed for the Knights. Ball on the 8. Schlimgen in shotgun. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Stacked line. Here's the snap. Schlimgen looks to pass, looking left. He's hurried, finds a hole up the middle, tucks it, takes it into his own hands, into the end zone. Touchdown, O'Gorman.
I like that, how he did that. He looked for his first receiver. He looked for the second read, wasn't there, and then he took off. I like that.
And see, he's getting smarter. Yes. He's starting to develop these instincts.
Yes.
At the beginning of the season, he kind of overthought things, which I can sympathize with. I'm a grade A overthinker, but now he's developing his instincts. He sees a hole, and he just takes it and commits 100%. And that's what you need to see. That's what you need to do to be a successful quarterback in this O'Gorman program.
And that's just what Teagan did right there.
Beautiful. PAT is going to wait. So the Knights want to take a timeout before they kick that PAT.
Okay, I wonder what that 4:03 to go here in the ball game.
Very interesting. We're going to keep it right here, though. And a reminder, coming up after the game, our Knights Locker Room show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic. We'll break down the game. We'll hear from O'Gorman head coach Jason Poppinga as we wrap up this homecoming week here at O'Gorman High School. They have a dance tonight, too. At 7:30, I'm told. I won't be there because that'd be weird.
Yeah. But, and with, I have 2 daughters here.
Yeah.
Trust me, I won't be here either.
Your daughters will be there. You're not going to be a chaperone or something?
No.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I might for the senior graduation this year. I'm not sure. I didn't do it for oldest one, but that would. I don't want to embarrass him. Well, yeah, I should go because that's my job.
You should. That'd be hilarious, actually. I'll give you money to go. No, actually, I'm not that invested.
You'll figure that out.
I have to go paint my laundry room. Just much less exciting.
And what do we call those? Honeydews.
Honeydews, yeah, exactly. Right? Right, Aaron?
Honey.
Yes.
It's called honey do this, honey do that.
My wife's right here.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
She's going to help me paint, though, so that's kind of cool.
She probably shouldn't in her condition.
Oh, no, yeah, she's a tough pregnant woman.
That's right. With the fumes, I don't think that'd be good.
Oh, we got respirators and all that. Yeah. We're doing it right. All right, so teams are back in the field. Trying for that PAT. Here's Connor Pavelko. The place, the kick, gets up, and good. 41-0, Gorman Knights leading Rapid City Central. 4:03 to play in this fourth quarter. We'll step aside. This is O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
Providence Financial is committed to protecting what matters most to you, your family, and your future. Mark Promis, a trusted choice independent insurance agent with Providence Financial in Sioux Falls, does not work for any one insurance company. He works for you. Mark provides coverage for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. And he can customize policies for you. To make an appointment with Mark, you can call 605-376-3227, or you can visit him at 3208 East 26th Street.
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio. Have you ever thought about sponsoring programming on RPR? We want to partner with your business in keeping the call to a new evangelization alive throughout the Upper Midwest. Underwriting on this station shows you are a leader in supporting this ministry and promotes your business in front of a very faithful customer base. To find out more about your options, please call me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
Back to McEnany Field at homecoming for the O'Gorman Knights. 41-0. Knights trying to shut out Rapid City Central. 4 minutes to play in this fourth quarter. Here's the kickoff and the return by Central. Come all the way up to about the 30-yard line. And we were talking about Harry Heeners, and from what I understand, Alex High, our sideline reporter, does know this young gentleman. So, Alex, please give us some information, the nickname, the last name. pronunciation, all that.
Yeah, Harry Huners.
Oh, it
He's
is
a sophomore. I know him because he's played basketball with my brother for years. Sophomore. Number 23. It's good to see him out there. Huners. Harry Huners.
There we go.
Back up to Dan and Michael.
Having a fantastic night so far. We're sorry, all the Harry Huners fans out there. It sounds like a musician's name. I love it.
Yeah, it is kind of neat.
It is, isn't it? 4 minutes and 1st and 10 for Rapid City Central. Here's the handoff, direct snap up the middle, rather, into the hands of Tate Remmers. Going actually going to pull that back 1 yard. That was Aaron Iverson on the carry. Sort of a reverse.
Let's see I'm just looking at the Knights going back in there now. We got 71. Devin Brenner in for the Knights.
2nd and 11 for Rapid City Central on their own 18 left hash.
Trying to get credit for everybody here that's playing.
Cobbler stacking up on the right side. No shift this time. Direct snap to Remmers. He's going to pitch it out right side to Weidman. He's got some room. Moving down the right sideline. He's pushed out and tripped, but not after crossing the OG 40 up to the 43.
Drew Krause saved that one.
And a good run there. We talked about this Jeremy Weidman. He is a great runner. He just hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities. I think the plays that he maybe could have done something just wasn't, the blocking wasn't there. And, credit where credit's due, the Knights' defense has been tenacious as always.
65, Ethan Erickson, St. Lambert's boys in.
There's the plug.
Well, Parker St. Lambert too, but I forgot about that. But
1st and 10 for the Cobblers on their own 43, right hash. Clock past 3 minutes here in the 4th. Here's the snap. The handoff, double handoff, then over to the left side to Jeremy Weidman. Sweeps around left side, juking and jiving past the 50, up to the Knights 40, cuts down to the 35, and finally he's drugged to the ground after he strips his way through 4 or 5 Knights in the defensive backfield. Fantastic run there by Weidman.
Okay, the clock's running. We're under about 2:30 to go here left in the ball game, and the Cobblers are running the ball here on the 33-yard line.
Lucas Berthelsen hustles off the field, and the Cobblers are looking at a 1st and 10 from the left hash on the Knights 33. Cobblers stacked up on the right side. Iverson turned around backwards, pitches it to Weidson. The same play we saw last time, just switched around, and the same result. Weidson picks up a 1st down as he crosses the Knights 15-yard line.
If they keep this up, they're gonna score here.
Actually going to mark that an OG 16, 2:11 to play in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, same play with just the opposite. Thought maybe Rapid City would do some, maybe get some subs in as well, but they're not.
Iverson turn around backwards behind the left guard, butt to butt, some jumping on the O'Gorman defensive side. Iverson gets the pitch, then he moves out left side, kind of a running back option. Weidson gets it, moves out left, cuts back inside, and then falls down, slides at the 7.
What do you run, about 20 yards? You could pick up about 5, 6 there? Oh, they give him the first down.
They
give him the first down.
Yeah, there's a 1st down, so 1st and goal for Rapid City Central. First time in this game they've been in a 1st and goal situation, I should say. $1.48 on the clock. Ball in the 6, right hash. Stacked up on the left side are the Cobblers. Might see a shift here. Nope, they get set. Here's the direct snap to Weidman. He'll dive up the middle, juke and jive into the end zone. Touchdown, Cobblers.
Yes. Minute 30 to go in the ball game, and Rapid City scores their 1st touchdown of the game.
If nothing else, a little bit of a morale booster there for the Rapid City Central Cobblers, and some good experience for some of the backups for the O'Gorman Knights. On to attempt the PAT, number 26, Evan Rasby, 5'7", 180-pound junior. Also the punter. Here's the snap. It's high, but recovered. Here's the kick. It is a little low, but it is enough to get through. Make that 41-7. O'Gorman Knights leading Rapid City Central. $1.30 to play in this 4th quarter. We'll step aside. This is O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
Fairtex Inc. is a locally owned and operated tax and bookkeeping company serving Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. We prepare tax returns for individuals and businesses and provide a range of financial services for small businesses. Fairtex Inc. is located at 1727 South Cleveland Avenue and can be reached at 605-336-1669 and online at fairtexinc.com. Member NATP and NAEA.
Big Rig Barbecue brings a Texas-style barbecue to South Dakota. They use a real wood smoker for all their meats, every single day. Big Rig Barbecue serves sliced brisket, pulled pork, chicken, and ribs. They offer pre-orders for smaller events and gatherings and cater for large events, including parties, meetings, and graduations. Big Rig Barbecue's new sit-down location is on the corner of 41st and Minnesota. Their website, bigrigbbbq.net.
Minute 30 to play here at Howard McEnany Field. Good. I don't know why you get the two.
Because we've been in Howardwood more than we've been home.
I know. I'm starting to look for a new place, apparently.
And we're in Howardwood next week.
41-7, the Knights leading. Here's the kickoff after Rapid City Central tacks on their first points of the game with a minute 25 to play in this fourth quarter. Caden Hackman getting the kickoff, bringing it up to the Knights' 32-yard line on the left hash, and that's where the backup Knights will go to work.
And they'll go victory formation.
Keep it nice, keep it classy.
Yep, minute 24. No, I think they played a solid ball game tonight. Some mistakes. It'll be interesting what Coach talks about, the mistakes.
And, yeah, sure enough, there's victory formation. Tegan Schlimgen telling his guys where to go. The important part is just to at least get lined up.
And the snap.
Good clean snap. Schlimgen takes a knee, and the clock runs past 1:20. Reminder coming up. After tonight's game, we'll have our Knights Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic. We'll break down this game. We'll dub our Knights players of the game for offense and defense. I think we have a couple guys in mind. We'll also hear from O'Gorman head coach Jason Poppinga, get you some information about next week's game versus Sioux Falls Roosevelt. That's the number 1 seed versus number 2 seed. Should be a good time.
You don't want to miss it.
41-7 as the clock ticks past 1 minute. Knights in victory formation. Schlemgen, down, under center, takes the snap, takes a knee as well. They'll need one more of those to wrap things up here from McEnany Field. A fantastic turnout here at McEnany Field for homecoming. A great student section. It's been a lot of fun festivities going on here at O'Gorman High School throughout the week. Some great to see a lot of old faces that I haven't seen for a long time since I even graduated high school here. Seems like a coon's age ago. In fact, actually, that would be accurate. 8 years, that's about a coon's age. Here's the snap and the knee again. 15 seconds to play in this game, 41-7, as the Knights are moving on to defeat the Rapid City Central Cobblers, move to 5-0 on the season, and stay perfect as we break past that halfway mark of the season. The clock hits 0, and it's official. The Knights defeat Rapid City Central 41-7. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll have our Knights Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic, right here on Real Presence Radio.
You're listening to the RPR Network. FM 94.5, KGWD Sioux Falls, and FM 91.3, KSTJ Hartford. Real Presence Radio, your family of faith and hope.
Morgan Stanley values long-term relationships with its clients. Andrew DeMore and Thaddeus Barnes, financial advisors with the Barnes DeMore Group of Morgan Stanley's Sioux Falls office, know that building relationships begins with getting to know each client. Andrew and Thad can create personal investment strategies to help meet retirement, education, and other financial needs. Andrew and Thad can be reached at 338-6500. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley, Smith Barney LLC, member SIPC.
Financial Benefits Company helps individuals and small businesses prepare for retirement. Financial Benefits Company's philosophy is safe principal, positive return. You can reach John Fritsch at 605-334-8086 and on the web at fbcjf.com. Financial Benefits Company is a proud sponsor of Catholic Radio.
Join us for The Shepherd's Voice and Ignition on Monday mornings from 7 to 8, plus 3 weekly editions of our regular local show, Real Presence Live, Tuesday through Thursday mornings from 9 to 11. This includes 2 monthly Real Presence Live programs hosted from Sioux Falls by Heather Carroll, Father Tim Smith, and Dr. Chris Bergwald. On Saturdays at 5 p.m., tune in Word on Fire with Bishop Robert Barron and Reflections with Father Mike Schmitz. And on Sunday mornings at 8:30, you can hear Catholic Views. Enjoy these great programs on the RPR Network.
Do you have daily pain and discomfort that includes headaches, neck and back pain, and arm and leg numbness? Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic provides gentle adjusting, x-ray evaluation, rehabilitation, and massage therapy to treat these symptoms. Hagan Chiropractic Clinic is located on 14th and Cliff, 6 blocks north of Avera Hospital.
Hi, this is Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic. Don't say ouch, call me at 361-OUCH.
From Real Presence Radio, welcome to the Knights Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic. Now, back to the field with Michael Bromus and Dan Johnson. Welcome into the Knights Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic. The O'Gorman Knights defeat Rapid City Central 41-7 to bring it on home for homecoming. A 41-7 victory over the Cobblers to move to 5-0 on the season. I'm now joined by O'Gorman head coach Jason Poppinga. Coach, congratulations on the win.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
It's got to feel good to bring home a homecoming win.
Yeah, it's always fun to win, and probably not the most exciting game to watch. And it's one of those games where you're glad to get out with no injuries and saw everybody get out on the field and play, and see different guys touch the ball, but. Our kids came out right away, and we scored on the first, 8 plays. We had 3 touchdowns, something like that. So, I'm proud of our kids. Came out full of intensity right away, even though they knew they weren't probably a very good team, and, we put them away fairly early.
And so let's talk about that early start. Of course, you had Zach Norton coming out, starting quarterback, putting up a couple nice passing touchdowns to Canyon Bauer, some Tate Wishard getting some good rushing touchdowns as well to get that early lead. Seemed pretty quick and clean for you guys. Yeah, it was.
The stuff we had schemed up coming into it, everything worked right away, and, we executed at a pretty high level, and, Zach's got a lot of confidence right now, and that's what we need to have, because obviously we're going to see a really, really good team next week, and we're going to have to execute at a high level the entire time to stay in the game and have a chance to win. It's not a game like tonight where you can make mistakes and still win a football game. So, but we're happy with the win. It's fun to win on homecoming, and great crowd here at the home side, and it's fun to win.
And the nice part is you're done. It's like just barely past 7 o'clock.
I think the administration's mad at us because, there's a dance that goes to 11:30, so they told us, make sure we throw the ball and to keep this game out here till like 8:30. And when you only get 2 possessions the entire second half, and, it wasn't that our defense did anything bad. That's just their style of play. You watch them, they walk back to the huddle, they walk up to the line of scrimmage. They just wanted to play slow football, and, that's not a lot of fun.
Right. Well, let's talk about the guys we saw a lot of during the game. That was the backup. So we saw a lot of Tegan Schlimgen, who came out and put up some great passes as well, made some good decisions, made some good runs. Of course, that offensive line was very excellent as well.
Yeah, you saw the first series that came out. We went 3 and out, and he didn't play very well. And that's just part of our offense. Our quarterback needs to play at a high level for us to do well, and when he does, we look really good. And then you saw him settle down, and he got his front shoulder down, started throwing the ball well, and made some of his targets. And their defense wasn't very sound, and they were trying to blitz and leave guys open, and we took advantage of it. You saw Garen Wilcox get in there and make a couple nice catches, and Tegan put it on there. You got to see Harry out there. Harry Huner's catching his first ball for his varsity ball, and you're going to hear his name coming up in the next couple of years. And and we got to see Logan Jones catch a ball out there, and we'd like to get him a little bit more involved in the offense, and and obviously Tegan did a great job running our offensive read game, and you saw the big play, and I think everybody in the stands thought we were tackled, and he pulled the ball out and made a big play. So happy for our guys executed in the second half. Our backups at it did a nice job.
So the one thing, let's go pros and cons. The best thing you saw tonight, other than a win, what's the best thing of any player of any play that you saw out there?
Individual players were not. you could talk like our defense came out and we went basically took them 3 and out. Well, that was aggressiveness and that was good tackling. And our offense came out and we drew up the first play, and that's something that we talk about to our kids, that we feel like we can out scheme any team come in the first drive, and then they're gonna have to make an adjustment. And then we play the cat and mouse game the rest of the way out to see what we can get open and not. And even like the second half there, you saw the little dump pass across the middle. I mean, they didn't give that to us early, but they did. They made adjustments trying to stop us on the outside screen game, and we convert on a 4th down. So, I mean, I just think that when you start looking at us across the board, I mean, the thing I like about our team is that we're getting a lot of people involved, and we're not just the Canyon Bauer show, that we were kind of touted as at the beginning of the year. And people want to say that, hey, why don't you just give to Canyon every play? Well, you're not going to win football games if we do that, and that's what I really like, because I think we're a really balanced team, and we're working on being balanced, and the more we do that, the better chance we have going into the playoffs.
So which thing did tonight you saw that you need to work on against, especially coming up against Roosevelt next week?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is just the intensity throughout the course of a game. And it's hard to do in a game where you get ahead like what we did here, and it's, you're getting guys in and out of the game. But, you saw in that Washington game, we got a good lead right away, and then we started making some mistakes and didn't execute really well and let them back into the game. And, you look at all of our games early in the season, that's what we struggled with besides the Lincoln game, was putting teams away. So we're not going to go into a game thinking we're going to do that to Roosevelt, but I mean, we're going to have to execute at that high level for 4 quarters, to be in that game, and I believe we can win that game. I believe we're going to go in and we'll beat a Roosevelt team, but it's going to be a 35-28 football game, I think, next week, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. O'Gorman head coach Jason Papiga, 41-7 victory on homecoming against Rapid City Central, move to 5-0, and like we talked about, have Roosevelt to look forward to next week. So look forward to seeing that game, and thanks for your time, Coach.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks for having us up. Thanks for coming, guys.
We'll step aside. This is O'Gorman, the Knights Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic. More to come right here on Real Presence Radio.
Aaron's in Sioux Falls is a lease-to-own retailer of furniture, electronics, and appliances. Aaron's offers payments that include 12, 18, and 24-month plans, and Aaron's same as cash option. They provide delivery and setup with a lease-to-own agreement, and product service and repair are also included. You can visit the Sioux Falls Aaron's store or call 988-9999. And you can also shop online at aarons.com to experience the Aaron's difference. Own it.
Hi there, Ryan here from Mini Critters. Mini Critters has been a locally owned stop for all pets' needs to keep them happy and healthy. With all the pet food choices available, finding the right dog or cat food can be a challenge. But no worries. We can be reached at 605-361-0006 and let our staff help find the perfect food for any dog or cat. Mini Critters is food, treats, toys, and more. Mini Critters, your friends, your family.
Welcome back into the Knights Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic. 41-7 victory for the Knights on homecoming. Not a bad way to wrap up homecoming week if you're a Knights fan. Some good football. The Knights got an early start and, didn't take their feet off the gas. I'm sorry, their foot. You only drive with one foot. Supposed to, at least, and until the end of the game. Backups came in, had a good showing as well. Rapid City was able to sneak in a touchdown there with 1:30 left in the game, just to kind of make things a little interesting toward the end. But a fantastic win for the O'Gorman Knights as they move to 5-0 on the season. So looking at everything we saw in that this whole game, this whole homecoming thing, we have to decide which players were the top 2 players, offensively and defensively, for the game. And here's our Knights Players of the Game, sponsored by Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street in Sioux Falls. Pizza Ranch has daily specials every day and a fun zone for your kids to play. Pizza Ranch can be contacted by calling 271-8646. That's not a bad idea. It's right across the street. It's early. Hun, can we get a pizza? My wife's here. I'm not talking to Dan.
Big Rig's closed.
I need to stop doing that on the radio.
Yeah, Pizza Ranch is still open. That barbecue didn't hold me over.
No, I mean, it was delicious. Don't get me wrong. But anyway, we're getting off track talking about food for the 3rd time tonight. Our players of the game, Dan, who do you have?
I'm going to go defense. I'm going to go with number 22, a 5'11", 185-pound junior, Alex Kowalczyk. I think he just played his linebacker, played exceptional football tonight for the Knights. Alex, I mean, that's Alex.
I'm always in favor of giving an award to a guy named Alex.
The whole defense did a great job. It's very hard to pick out that one person tonight.
Well, that's every week. It's very hard to pick out someone out
especially tonight,
every week.
Especially tonight when they don't score until minute 20 in the fourth quarter. But I think Kowalczyk did a fabulous job tonight. He was there.
I would totally agree. I mean, he was in on a couple sacks, a couple big hits. They tried getting it up the middle. He would crash inside and just stop things dead. Didn't allow hardly any yardage when he was involved. I would 100% agree.
But on that Wildcat offense, him as linebacker, look at the whole defensive line's moving, but he's really moving as a linebacker.
Absolutely. A fast player and a hard hitter. Alex Kowalczyk, our Knights defensive player of the game. And how about offensively, Dan?
I'm going to go with number 14 tonight. I mean, you can't beat Connor Pavako. 5'9", 160-pound sophomore. Multi-task player. Punts, extra points, wide receiver, played DB, safety or corner there. What else did he do?
Return to punt. Return to punt.
And return to punt, yeah.
You could give him player of the game on 3 different sides of the ball.
You really could have tonight. Defensively, I think he did a great job. Not, in a different facet as Alex Kowalczyk, but he was Mr. he was just Mr. Football tonight. He did a little bit of everything, especially offensively. He really shined, made some great plays, and I would 100% agree. And Brett is passing some little fun tidbits over here.
And Connor, like I said, he's a sophomore. His favorite food, loves meat lover pizza, which you can get that at Pizza Ranch. Yeah. And his aspirations in life after high school, as we said before, he wants to attend the University of Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana, and he wants to give a shout out to Hunter and Hannah Murphy in Salt Lake City. And Connor did a great job tonight. Hunter and Hannah, fabulous athlete.
So congratulations to Connor Pavelko, our offensive player of the game. And defensively, again, Alex Kowalczyk, number 22, a junior, 16. Steak and mashed potatoes is his favorite food. Wants to go to school for business and finance. Good man. And a special shout-out to Grandpa Casey. He watches from Pierce, South Dakota. Hello, Grandpa Casey. Thanks for watching. And congratulations again to Alex Kowalczyk, our Pizza Ranch defensive player of the game. We'll step aside when we come back to the Knights Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic. We'll take a look at the scoreboard updates, and later on, we'll get you ready for next week's game against the number 1 ranked Roosevelt Rough Riders. That's on the way right here on Real Presence Radio.
Do you have daily pain and discomfort that includes headaches, neck and back pain, and arm and leg numbness? Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic provides gentle adjusting, x-ray evaluation, rehabilitation, and massage therapy to treat these symptoms. Hagen Chiropractic Clinic is located on 14th and Cliff, 6 blocks north of Avera Hospital.
Hi, this is Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic. Don't say ouch, call me at 361-OUCH.
Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street in Sioux Falls has something for everyone. They offer a buffet featuring pizza and chicken. Pizza Ranch has daily specials as well as 5 party rooms and a dining area. You can also order online and they'll bring the experience to you. Pizza Ranch is located across from O'Gorman High School on 41st Street and can be contacted by calling 271-8646. Pizza Ranch is a strong supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
Welcome back into the Knights Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic. O'Gorman Knights defeat Rapid City Central 41-7 in tonight's homecoming game. Moved to 5-0 on the season, but of course there were, I shouldn't say there were a lot of other games. This was a very early game with a 5 p.m. kickoff. There was one other game, though, that kicked off at 5 p.m. as well, and with our scoreboard update, here's Dan.
Watertown is playing Lincoln at Howard Wood. We got under a minute to go, and Watertown's leading Lincoln 17-10. I'm not sure who's got the ball, but if Lincoln's got the ball and they're making a final drive, we can tie it up. But Watertown's up 17-0. Roosevelt is out at Brandon Valley right now in the first. Roosevelt's up 3-0 already in the first quarter at Brandon Valley. And then Yankton takes the first drive in the end zone, so Yankton's up 7-0 over Huron, and that's in the first quarter down there. So we're 5 o'clock, so everything's getting started late, so we won't have much scores. But, next week we're early game too. So
Absolutely, and we can take a look at some of those other games going on. We have number 4 Harrisburg at Aberdeen Central tonight at 7 o'clock. Sioux Falls Roosevelt is at Brandon Valley, which should be a very interesting game and can tell us a lot about next week's game as the Knights take a look at Roosevelt. Piers at Brookings, Mitchell, Douglas, like you mentioned. Yankton is at Huron. Sioux Falls, Washington is at Rapid City Stevens tonight. We also have... Let's see, tonight there was a JV Metro Golf at 4 p.m. We don't have any information on that yet, but we'll get that to you as well. The marching band is actually going to be in Marshall, Minnesota all day tomorrow. Girls tennis Metro Conference meet is at McKinnon Park tomorrow at 9 a.m. Boys soccer tomorrow at Sioux Falls Christian at 3. And so...
but you know what happened this week? Tuesday night right here?
Right.
The ladies...
volleyball.
Volleyball.
Yes.
I tell you, folks, I had a late meeting. I missed it. I didn't get over here. I wanted to get here, and I hopefully Brett was streaming it. But I tell you what, we were number 3 in volleyball. Washington was number 1, and we took them in 5 sets. I tell you what, the Lady Knights played hard Tuesday night. Well, they played hard last Saturday. They had Stevenson Central here, and they beat Stevens, which they were number 2, and they were number 1 then. Washington beat them, and so moved up, and now big mix-up in the top 3 teams. And so, tell you what, the Lady Knights are on fire. They are looking good.
And there's your scoreboard update here on the Knights Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic. We'll step aside once more. When we come back, we'll take a look at next week's game at Roosevelt, and we'll get things out of here as the Knights defeat Rapid City Central 41-7. That and more coming up right here on Real Presence Radio.
Pregnant. One word, many emotions. Catholic Family Services provides free and confidential counseling to birth parents regardless of faith or ethnic origin. The birth parents will receive information and resources to help make the right decision for them. To inquire about the process, speak with the pregnancy counselor, or schedule an appointment, call Catholic Family Services at 605-988-3775 or email cfs@sfcatholic.org.
At McGuire Iron, we believe in building a better tomorrow by providing unmatched services to deliver life-sustaining water. We're a family-run company that has been in business for over 100 years. We pride ourselves on using faith principles in our business practices every day. This deep faith in the church is why we support the Sioux Falls Catholic school system. From all of us at McGuire Iron and the Jones family, we wish all the O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
Welcome back once more into the Knights Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic. Again, a 41-7 victory. The Knights over Rapid City Central on homecoming. And now the Knights, with their fancy-pantsy 5-0 record, are going to be looking at the equally as fancy and pantsy 5-0 Sioux Falls Roosevelt next Friday, Dan. It's a battle between 1 and 2 in AAA football. It's going to be one heck of a game.
But Rosie's not 5-0 yet.
Or excuse me,
They're 4-0.
That's right, they're 4-0. I'm getting ahead of myself.
So
they're playing Brandon tonight.
They're playing a very tough Brandon Valley team tonight,
Foot
right, Alex?
in mouth.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Don't count your eggs before they're hatched.
Sorry. So if there was an upset in South Dakota football, other than next week us taking Roosevelt, it would be tonight them getting beat at Brandon Valley.
Really?
At Brandon Valley.
Interesting.
I could see it happening.
We'll see how that develops. So excuse me, the fancy-pantsy 5-0 O'Gorman Knights versus the fancy-pantsy 4-0.
But I mean, that's a very well-deserving 5-0.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we had to work for that.
And defeating, teams like Sioux Falls, Washington, which was not an easy defeat.
And Harrisburg.
And Harrisburg, absolutely. That was a tough game as well. And so, the Knights have they've proved themselves in a few different ways. And, they're going to have to work extremely hard if they want to take down Sioux Falls Roosevelt. But it should be a good game. Looking forward to that. Now, on that note, it is a 5 p.m. kickoff, just like it was tonight, and it's going to be at Howard Wood Field, which means we'll be on air at 4:30 with the Knights Game Day Show, sponsored by First Premier Bank Card, and Aaron's. And so that's what we have to look forward to. So be sure to tune your dials then. We'll be streaming live on YouTube as we do, and also on 94.5 FM, 91.3 FM in Sioux Falls, Hartford, respectively, and online at yourcatholicradiostation.com. Also on our mobile app, and if you haven't checked that out, check that out. It's really cool. You can listen to any station in the Real Presence Radio Network, and I think there's even some podcasts somewhere in there. So anyway, there's that. So with that, one more thing we need to mention. It is homecoming. And so we do need to give a special shout out to the homecoming king and queen. And why you're pointing at me?
I'll butcher her name.
I got the names. Awati Okoye,
That's right.
the homecoming queen this year. Of course, girls basketball player, a great player from last year, looking to lead the Knights again this year. Congratulations to her as the homecoming queen. And then Gabe Daly is your homecoming king this year at O'Gorman High School. So congratulations to both of them.
And last night I attended the talent show at the PAC. I tell you what student body we have, talented student body we have. The playing of music, of instruments, the singing, the bands, the talent. It was fabulous. I went last year for the first time, and I'm like, I'm going again. I got to go.
I think I heard that some senior boys did some kind of high school musical thing, like the Get Your Head in the Game with the basketballs.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Oh, it was. And, Jordan Rensher, we didn't mention his name much tonight, but, he did a fabulous job. But he was one of the MCs, and Maxwell was another MC, and Salter Girl was an MC, and I forget the fourth person. I'm sorry. But,
Zoe?
Zoe? Was that what it was?
I think it was a Zoe, maybe a Chloe.
And they did a fabulous job. Hats off to the student body. That was terrific. I mean, that was wonderful to see. What we see on the field and the basketball court and the soccer field and softball and everything, but the academics, the arts, the band was here, but to see everything else from debate to oral and terp, O'Gorman has it. We're up there with everybody.
Absolutely. Very impressive and very good to see all that kind of talent at O'Gorman High School. Very blessed and a great homecoming week. Absolutely. So one more time from McEnany Field, the O'Gorman Knights defeat Rapid City Central 41-7, move to 5-0 on the season. Thank you so much for tuning into tonight's broadcast of O'Gorman Knights football. For Dan Johnson, for Alex High, Brett Byler, for John Fritsch from Financial Benefits Company, who joined us for a chunk of the game as well, and all of us here at Real Presence Radio. I'm Michael Promis. Thank you for listening, and have yourself a fantastic night.
God bless.
From Real Presence Radio, O'Gorman Knights football has been brought to you by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation of Eastern South Dakota, Jardine Construction, Hagen Chiropractic Clinic, Mini Critters, Barnett Vision Clinic, Crossroads, the Barnes DeMoore Group Financial Advisors at Morgan Stanley, Sioux Falls Catholic Schools, Jeff Alvey with Fairtax Inc., John Fritsch with the Financial Benefits Company, McGuire Iron, Knights of Columbus Insurance Field Agents Jason Bell-Richard and Heath Dickelman, Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street, First Premier Bank Card, Aaron's, Sioux Equipment Company, Ide Bailey, Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness, Mark Promis with Providence Financial, and Big Rig Barbecue.
The preceding O'Gorman Knights activity has been a special presentation of Real Presence Radio Network. Now, back to our regularly scheduled programming.